Benayoun's a special player.
It's Benayoun. He looks to chip in! Well, the masterpieces are being rolled out before us here.
A great player.
Here's Klaus Jensen, good ball from Diop. Jensen, what a save by Roy Carroll. Got down low, got down quickly, and palms it away.
From Newton with plenty of elevation. And shot on the turn, it's in! It's James Collins that equalises for West Ham.
I think the one player that stands out above all would be Danny Gabardon.
It's Gabardon.
Never say die or fight to the end.
Looking to get the equaliser, Ferdinand. Not a good clearance, what a save from Shaka Hislop. A classic save. Now it's being played at West Ham's tempo. Konchesky, goal!
Alan Pardew's first Premiership 11 showed 6 changes from the side that won the Championship playoff final in May, with debuts for Carroll, Konchesky, Gabardon and Benayoun, and goal hero Bobby Zamora keeping the bench warm.
Rio Coca can carry forward, look to thread it into Marlon Harewood. The first moment of menace for West Ham, but Harewood can't make it count. A Norwegian free kick, courtesy of Pedersen. Not dealt with and flicked in by Todd. Andy Todd for Blackburn Rovers, the captain leading by example.
No one on the far post. That's questionable whether you should have someone there or not. But if someone was there, I think there would have been an easy clearance as the ball dribbles in on the far corner.
Now Yossi Benayoun. Good movement up front for West Ham. Benayoun looking for Sheringham off the heels of Todd. Oh, what a start! Teddy Sheringham for West Ham United. And it's taken them just seconds of this second half to get back on level terms.
He tries to thread a ball through to Teddy Sheringham. It breaks kindly off Andy Todd's heel, but he still has to finish it. It's a great finish from Teddy. Just as it clips off Andy Todd's heel here, it's a half volley, takes it well. Most players would snatch at that, but he just passes it into the back of the net.
Just over an hour play, and here comes Harewood.
He'll fancy himself in a chase with Matteo or Todd now if he can get the right ball, I think, Harewood.
Etherington, Rio Coca, good touch, great shot, fantastic goal! West Ham United have come from behind, and Nigel Rio Coca with an absolute peach.
But here we go, lets it run across his body brilliantly. Lovely first touch, sets himself up, and Friedel's got no chance. That's a postage stamp job, right in the top corner, and West Ham find themselves 2-1 up.
Here's Harewood trying a little bit of trickery. Oh, that's a poor ball. Straight to Benayoun. West Ham could seal it here, and they have. Blackburn architects of their own downfall. A third goal and surely 3 points for the Hammers as they seal their return to the big time.
That's a poor ball from Emerton, look, trying to play inside. Doesn't find his man, finds Benayoun instead. Really composed, he could have gone for goal. He waited, slides it across, lovely little pass, and Everington has the easiest of tap-ins.
And West Ham with 10 minutes remaining. Well, surely home and hose now. Well, there's Paul Dickoff's frustration boiling over. And there's an early bath for Paul Dickoff off the bench and now off the pitch. Dickoff sent off for Blackburn. Premiership win number 1 for Alan Pardew by 3 goals to 1.
There's a long, long way to go. We're not going to get carried away. We've got some level-headed people in that dressing room. Christian Daly, Malky Mackay and Teddy in particular. So we'll keep our feet on the ground, keep our young players, slap them around a bit Monday morning, tell them to calm down, and we move on.
It's nice as a striker to get off the mark in your first game. So that's the main thing, and we got a win at the end of the day as well, which was fantastic for the club.
I think for me it was just I was just happy to get the goal. Obviously it ended up to be a fantastic strike, but I was just happy to get the goal, and I think the most important thing was that we won our first game, and people did stand up and take a bit more notice of us and not take us lightly.
We just really overpowered them with our pace and power, got the goals at the right time, and ended up winning that game, and that really set us up. And of course, you know, your first win in the Premier League is absolutely enormous, and for any promoted team to get it on the first day was a big bonus.
Sheringham once again finding space. Now Marlon Harewood. Sheringham again, and onside, it's Benayoun, and can they scramble it in? No, they can't.
This is a beautiful little feed. Stephen Carr playing Benayoun onside in the right back position, and Newcastle living very dangerously.
Milner. Now Stephen Carr. Carr's cross. Finish with a header.
Good quick ball in from Stephen Carr, plenty of pace on it. Just couldn't get over it.
Coker's ball was snuffed down by Genus, and here he is again. Can he get through? Now Konchesky with the foul, and what's the card going to be?
I played the ball surely. The challenge he simply had to make. He had no choice, because Genus skins Ferdinand in the central area. He's got the pace to try and tuck in. Now this is at full stretch. His leg is over the top of the ball. And yeah, he takes Genus as he follows through, but he's certainly taken the ball first.
It is a red card for Paul Konchesky. He is sent off, and West Ham are down to 10 men in controversial circumstances here. Now Roy Carroll makes a superb save as Newcastle threaten to get a grip.
It's a terrific first-time effort. Unlikely to score from that angle, but thankfully for Roy Carroll, it's Danny Gavin who's first in the scene.
In comes the corner meantime, which Benayoun clears. And Carroll having to tip that one over as Bowyer tried again.
It's going to be an awkward one to catch. He had a look at it. There's a lot of dip on it.
As a coach and a manager, I just cannot believe that. It's a last-ditch effort, and he's taken the ball cleanly, and he hasn't taken the player first. He's taken the ball, and then the players come over him. And if that's outlawed in the game, then we might as well all stop, because that is part of the game. That is especially part of British football.
Facing the team that sent them down 2 years ago, there wasn't a lot of love lost between Sam Allardyce's uncompromising and sometimes brutal Bolton and the purer think football of Alan Pardew's season's newcomers.
Repka. West Ham looking stretched for a minute as Pedersen was taken out of the picture. Lovely turn by Benayoun, and a good save by Jussi Jääskeläinen.
Lovely skill. Fakes to cross it, turns inside. Is he shooting? I think he is. I think he's trying to whip it to the top left-hand corner.
Benayoun. Oh, what a save! Danny Gabidon. Brilliantly denied by Jääskeläinen.
It's just a little flick outside of the right foot from Gabidon. That's a very good save.
Mullins. Etherington. Harewood. Sheringham. Chance with almost the last kick of the half. Squandered by Marlon Harewood. His reaction says it all. West Ham should be going into half-time ahead.
Well, that is the best chance of the match. 12 yards out. Got to hit the target at least, Harewood. He just thrashes at it. It's a player struggling with a lack of confidence.
Ferdinand. Gabidon run into trouble. And the bounce of the ball really kind for him, certainly initially. And then he just rescued it. Here's Campo. Could not have come closer.
It was a fantastic strike. It's Gabidon who gets in problems. Watch this strike from Campo, and watch Roy Carroll. I think he touched it, Carroll.
6 white shirts in the centre. 2 more waiting on the edge of the penalty area. Sheringham, Okocha! Off the line, they've appealed for handball. Put in by Nolan. Bolton Wanderers lead. Yossi Benayoun on the line with a magnificent clearance. But it fell for Kevin Nolan. And it's Bolton who lead.
What a strike from Okocha though. Watch this, full on the volley. Is it handball from Benayoun? I think it hit him on the chest. Instinctive touch from Nolan.
Ali Adier can run unchallenged until he almost reaches the edge of the penalty area and then wins the free kick to the foul by Tal Ben Haim. Fieldau making sure that the wall is back the full complement of 10 yards. Plenty of West Ham players in there hoping to follow up on any rebound. It is Sheringham. It does rebound off the frame of the goal. Back from Kincheski. Ali Adier couldn't get on the end of a great ball from Mullins.
Look how close that is. Couldn't have done anything more, Teddy Sheringham.
Here's Okocha now. Oh, lovely ball for Ivan Campo. A chance to seal it for Bolton Wanderers. And the Spaniard marks his 100th Premiership appearance with a goal. Wonderfully played in by JJ Okocha. Bolton 2 goals up.
As calm as you like, Campo. Doesn't thrash at it. Just waits for Roy Carroll almost to make his mind up. Just side foots it into the back of the net. And a lovely goal from Bolton.
Work short from Benayoun to Kincheski. Appeals for handball again, this time against Borghetti. This time it will be a penalty. Mullins brought down. Nicky Hunt, the guilty party.
Well, they got away with it, Bolton, because there was 2 penalty appeals, and that's a definite penalty.
It's Sheringham against Jääskeläinen. It was always going to be a goal. They're back within 1.
Excellent penalty, isn't it? I think even if he'd have gone the right way, Jääskeläinen, he wouldn't have saved that one.
Well, the thing that sticks in my mind about that game was Sam Allardyce's comments after about that, you know, perhaps we lacked a little bit of nous in the Premier League, and you know they had it and we didn't, and you know that was damaging for us psychologically, and he knew that, and obviously that's why he said it. And you know, for me, I looked upon that and made sure that we drew strength from that game, because we did give them a hard time, and part of Sam saying that was he knew that we had a little bit going on. So I tried to turn that into a positive, but you know, in terms of the performance, you couldn't ask for no more. The one player it really affected, of course, was Marlon, because after that game, the press and the media and a lot of our fans were beginning to think that he weren't good enough, just because he'd missed 2 clear chances.
West Ham ended August in the top half of the table with a full hand. 1 win, 1 draw and 1 defeat. Something Alan Pardew would clearly have settled for at the beginning of the season. After a mauling from the press for missing a couple of chances against Bolton Wanderers, Marlon Harewood silenced his critics in West Ham's next fixture against Aston Villa.
Harewood did well, and Sheringham's got it back to him. It's Marlon Harewood for West Ham United, and he scores. Well, the pressure has paid off. And believe it or not, Paul and I were talking about it before the game. His last Premiership goal, his only previous Premiership goal, was almost 7 years ago for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, and he won't want to keep hearing that statistic, will he? But he gets up, he knocks it back. Great awareness again from Teddy Sheringham, composes himself and slots it under Thomas Sorensen. Great ball back from Sheringham, I've got to say. Just gets it, opens his body up and slots it in, and that'll make him feel 100 times better now he's got that goal. His overall contribution has been decent so far in this game, but that goal will just give him a massive lift.
Etherington's corner. Ferdinand, and a touch in. My goodness, it's all going right for West Ham United, and it's going magnificently for Marlon Harewood.
And as the cross has come in, he's took up a great position just in front of the goalkeeper, and as the headers came down to him, he's just deflected it past Thomas Sorensen. And I think, yeah, there you can see the delight in front of the goalkeeper. There you see Harewood just sticks that toe out. Just for a split second, Sorensen thinks he's got it, and then that foot comes out and just takes it away from him, and that's 2-0.
Pressure on the Villa goal from Etherington. Sorensen reaches, doesn't get there. Goodness me. There it is for Marlon Harewood. 3 for West Ham, 3 for him.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Delighted for him. It just fell at his feet, didn't it? I mean, he's pulled off at the back post. Everyone's gone underneath the ball. Sorensen hasn't made contact. It's a great first touch. Just an instinctive touch. And he finds a goal just staring at him. And what a great way to get your hat-trick.
Into the last couple of minutes plus added time. And Benayoun, he's been splendid and has a goal to show for it. It's 4-0.
Well, what a fantastic piece of skill and finish. I mean, great ball in from Sheringham in the first place. They still had plenty to do. That's great ability. You see Sheringham gets on the ball to start with, shapes up like he's going to knock it through the middle. Benayoun checks in, checks out again, makes that bit of space on his left foot, hits it across the goalkeeper Sorensen into the side netting. That's a fabulous goal, fabulous finish and a great move. 4-0 West Ham.
First goal in English football, and how about that?
McBride with his first touch now. Klaus Jensen. Break finds Radzinski. It's now Klaus Jensen. Jensen's still going, and this is an early chance for Jensen. He's denied, and so's Luis Boamorte.
Well, a great save by Roy Carroll. He gets his feet to it, he spreads himself, tries to make himself big.
Steve Malbranck shows good strength. Jensen's with him. So too Boamorte now. Radzinski makes a run. Here's McBride! And a fine save by Roy Carroll.
That's another great save on his near post from Roy Carroll. McBride so dangerous, gets in on the far post. Great cross from Boamorte.
That night, chest down now for Boamorte. Here's McBride to turn and shoot. And that's a fine save by Roy Carroll. Benayoun's throw, flicked on by Zamora. Oh, and it's off the bar this time. And still West Ham continue to threaten, but continue to be denied.
It's flicked on by Zamora. Harewood misses his volley onto the bar. And Rio Coca trying to come in on the rebound, just can't quite get his head around it. Again, still 0-0. But heavens, how is it?
Here's Marlon Harewood, though, with a chance to open the scoring. It's Harewood! And Marlon Harewood, who scored a hat-trick in midweek, celebrates in front of the West Ham fans. What a week it's been for Marlon Harewood.
It's a typical Harewood goal and a great take. And a lovely little dink over the keeper, Tony Warner. He did no wrong in coming out. But you can see he flicks it lovely over the head of Zach Knight. He's caught wrong-footed, but what's the finish?
And it's another counter-attack with Etherington in acres of space if Zamora can pick him out. Here's Etherington. Harewood's made a run to the near post. Zamora's on the back post. Mullin central. Konchesky. West Ham have lost the pace of this attack, but it's Zamora onto Harewood, and it's Harewood off the post, off the goalkeeper and in. Marlon Harewood scores his second of the second half, second of the game, and things don't get much better right now for Marlon Harewood.
You see, it's a smart turn in the area, uses his upper body strength to hold off Jensen, turns, gets his shot away, hits the post, comes back off the post, hits Warner, and goes in the goal. And would you say that's Marlon Harewood's goal? I would give it to him.
Here's Klaus Jensen, good ball from Diop. Jensen, what a save by Roy Carroll. Got down low, got down quickly, and palms it away.
Well, he's made 3 or 4 good saves today, Roy Carroll. Jensen finds himself in space, good turn. I thought he was going to goal for the far corner.
Here's McBride, lays it off to Steve Malbranc with Lewis Boamorte in support down the right-hand side. Checks back infield, gets it onto that favoured left foot. It's still Boamorte, and that is a fine goal. And all of a sudden, it's game on here at Craven Cottage. Lewis Boamorte scoring on his 200th career league appearance, and what a goal.
Shows him inside, back onto his favoured left foot, has to get a little bit tighter, he doesn't, and he pays the price. That's a superb finish from Boamorte, right into the corner. Chris Coleman, I believe, will be left wondering what might have been after they missed some great early chances.
You know, we're very strong individually at the back, and that's what's seeing us through at the moment, but got some tall orders to come, but at the moment we're very pleased.
All the games I felt confident. It wasn't just my hat-trick or at the Fulham. Before them I felt quite good. It's just trying to get that first goal, and once after then I think your confidence will start growing, and when you're in front of the goal I think you just hit the target and then they just seem to go in.
Great challenge of West Ham, come away with it. Zamora gets a return ball. Bobby Zamora. He had support, but he didn't need it. A fabulous finish by Bobby Zamora. It's his first goal of the season. It was a neat through ball, and he took his time, got past Coughlin, and shaped for a great goal past Lucas. Newton's corner, and Daly has scored. It's his first goal since the playoff semi-final in 2004. Christian Daly with a great header. It's a lovely corner from Sean Newton, and look at Daly. West Ham 2 up. Given with the throw for Wednesday. But it's all broken down again as Daly finds Williams to Chris Cohen. Touchback, long ball through from Williams. Not a great header from Whelan. Zamora! That's a special goal. Bobby Zamora does things in twos. We saw that in the playoffs last year, and a fabulous goal. West Ham 3 up. It was a lovely ball from Williams, but not a great defensive header. But when the chance came to Zamora, look at this for a hit. That stayed hit, and it's 3-0. Wednesday leaving it late. Coughlin with a header. Well, they've got a consolation. Coughlin rose well there. And suddenly it is all Wednesday. This is David Graham, and it's 3-2. And Graham's first goal since he came to the club from Wigan. Long clearance from Lucas, and West Ham struggling now. Graham's hit the bar. That would have been an equaliser, an unlikely one. 5 minutes after being 3-0 down. What a comeback from Wednesday that would have been. David Graham, real chance there. Zamora, that's not a bad ball. He's got Bellion up here. Bellion maybe can seal it. David Bellion, and has made it 4-2. A lovely finish. Look at the ball through from Zamora. Bellion took it down. A lovely first touch. Switching onto the right. And that's closure for West Ham and the third round of the Carling Cup.
It's just a spur of the moment thing, you know, and I saw the keeper off his line and just managed to connect with it really well, and it's sort of flown over the keeper into the goal, which is exactly what I wanted, really.
Well, Harry, of course, went down to Portsmouth, took me down there, and you know, we had a fantastic season down there. And I mean, as it happened, Portsmouth got promoted the same season that West Ham got relegated. I had 3 very exciting, you know, good and successful years down there. But again, Harry left Portsmouth, and I seemed surplus to requirements. Alan Pardew offered me a chance to come back, and you know, I still had very strong feelings about the club. I certainly wasn't happy about the way I left or the terms under which I left. So I jumped at the chance to come back. You know, I knew then I'd probably be number 2 and be, you know, backing up Roy for the better part of the season, and you know, just hoping that I'd get a game or 2 along the way.
West Ham's newfound fearlessness faced its first real home challenge against London rivals Arsenal.
Sheringham. Etherington. He's tripped by Gilberto Silva. Free kick in a cracking position for West Ham.
Wonderful play by Teddy Sheringham. A little nudge in the back from Gilberto.
Time to hold your breath. Sheringham. Well, Lehman was rooted to the spot, but it went wide.
Well, he got it over the wall, or did he get it through the wall? Seemed to be very low. Lehman certainly beaten.
Reyes for Hleb. Fabregas. Cole. Fabregas finding Hleb. Some fancy footwork, and Fabregas.
Wow, fantastic move again from Arsenal. A superb first touch from Fabregas. Really well to get the ball under control because it's fizzed at him. A lot of pace on the pass from Hleb.
Bloomberg duelling with Konchesky, who's got a boot in. Fabregas. Ferdinand's clearance went straight to Reyes. And Reyes into the side netting.
Fantastic effort from Reyes. I don't think they closed him down quick enough. But when they do, the only option is to try and chip Roy Carroll. And they're very close to doing it.
Ashley Cole's clearance actually found Ljungberg, and Arsenal could get going here. Some pass that from Ljungberg for Reyes. He's got Van Persie with him. So swift from Arsenal.
Well, it is the speed of the attack. Good awareness from Reyes. Van Persie's leaning back. Just could have got his head over it. He would have scored.
Yossi Benayoun with one of his long throws. Lehman comes for that, didn't get to it. Handball shout as Rio Coca had a go. Mike Dean says no.
Was this a handball? There's the arm up from Fabregas, helped him by Rio Coca. It does hit him on the arm, and West Ham will argue that the shot was goal bound, and that's where the controversy is.
Yossi Benayoun and Harewood. Benayoun, nobody really in the box for West Ham, and Lauren turns it away, but only to Rio Coca. Konchesky now. Etherington, Zamora! Big chance, Bobby Zamora.
It was a big chance. I think he'll feel he should have done better, Bobby Zamora. It's a clear header. Doesn't ever really seem to get his bearings on where the goal is.
You know, Roy Carroll hasn't had a shot to save against Arsenal, so you know, we're so pleased with some performances in the defence and midfield today.
It just all happened really quick, you know. My agent kind of rang me and said, yeah, West Ham are interested, and my agent kind of told me, you know, James as well, and I was over the moon with that, to be fair. We knew straight away that it was a massive club, and you know, we wanted to come here straight away. So it was just a matter of a couple of days, really, sorting everything out. So.
September was an improved month for West Ham, undefeated in the Premiership with 2 wins and a draw, and a convincing victory away in the Cup against Sheffield Wednesday.
Justin Hoyt from left back for Sunderland. And he's found Welsh because Repka slipped, and Welsh has an inordinate amount of space here to hang one up, and the header was a huge disappointment from Andy Gray.
What a chance, Peter. What a chance. A great ball from Andy Welsh. It really is. That is on a plate. That should be in the back of the West Ham net.
Harewood never hides. Sheringham. Benayoun's gone beyond them, and Sheringham has dinked it through. And Benayoun for Harewood! It's a good save by Davis. Sheringham still wants it. Caldwell got a toe on it.
It's a great save from Kelvin Davis. It really is. I think Marlon Harewood thinks he scored there. He's hit it hard enough, but the goalkeeper springing to his left to get a big hand on it.
Now Lawrence. Whitehead, then Welsh. Now Hoyt. In for Liam Lawrence. Oh, it's in! Tommy Miller for Sunderland in first half stoppage time. And now they've found out how to win. They've got the appetite for it.
It's a great overlapping run from Justin Hoyt, who does well just to pull that back to Liam Lawrence. The goalkeeper gets a toe on it, and Tommy Miller's following up. He's a midfield player who's burst into the box. He's in exactly the right position.
Repka aiming long at Sheringham, who's onside here. Teddy Sheringham. Well, the first touch was silky smooth, but the second one went awry.
Well, that's a rarity, because again, you're absolutely right. He just peels off the back of Gary Breen. The ball to him is magnificent. The first touch is wonderful, and the finish is so unlike Teddy.
And here goes Elliott to run at Ferdinand, with support either way. Elliott's got himself and hit it straight at the keeper, and the follow-up also is blocked. And the whistle has gone.
Well, I think it's probably Andy Gray has been flagged for offside, and Dean Whitehead's holding his head, because he probably, I'm not sure if that one was bound for the back of the net. Stephen Elliott, little step over here on Anton Ferdinand, watches it well. It's a good block from Roy Carroll. Watch this one. Is that going in? That could well have been going in.
Here is Benayoun bursting through, onside for West Ham. Yossi Benayoun has equalised, and Sunderland have been mugged. West Ham have hardly had a second half kick, but Yossi Benayoun has burst through from out of the blue and brought smiles to the claret and blue. It's 1-1.
Sunderland played better than us almost all the game. This wasn't our normal game, but you know, also when you don't play good, you must know to advance. Another one opportunity to score, and 1 point for us, it's very important.
It's a good ball, Vassell. He's got the pace to trouble Ferdinand here. And that's a clever ball back for Cole. What a brilliant goal! Superb strike by Andy Cole, and the setup by Vassell just as impressive.
Here's a back flick. Cole's still got a lot to do, knows exactly where he wants to put it.
Another good one. Oh, off the line again by Konchesky. Well, West Ham could have been dead and buried. Here's Rayner. Barton. Ireland. Vassell. Cole. Couldn't get it back to him. Mullins. Beaten by Vassell. Vasampa with a chance to make it two. Cole will. And at long last, Manchester City have got the second goal they've been threatening for so long.
Oh, now thinking that they've brought that on themselves, West Ham, a little bit. Number of chances to clear the ball, they don't. And Cole punishes them again.
Konchesky. It's a good ball for Etherington. Far post is Benayoun.
I thought he'd scored.
Gabidon. Konchesky. Very congested now in the middle of the field. There's so many West Ham players forward and so many Manchester City back behind the ball. Benayoun, what a good ball for Zamora, who's got round the keeper and finishes. 2-1.
Zamora skips past James and finishes off neatly. At the moment it's Stuart Pearce that's certainly winning the battle between the managers.
There's Repka. Harewood stayed out wide and tries to run at Quadru and does. Still! Oh! Offside flag raised. It won't stand. Nigel Reo-Coker is offside. The flag was raised straight away.
There's at least a yard offside there. Nigel Reo-Coker's got to look across the line. It's a lovely finish. This is excellent pressure from West Ham, though. They really have got the bit between the teeth now.
Matthew Etherington, Konchesky helping out too. This has been one of the main areas where West Ham have got forward. Oh! Teddy Sheringham! He's only been on the pitch for 60 seconds.
Good ball in, and Teddy Sheringham hits that in. I think it hits Riggott on the way towards the goal, but that's Teddy's goal, that's for sure.
Konchesky's delivery. Oh, Sheringham dives in, almost an OG.
Well, the linesman has given this,
It's
but
given.
I don't think this was over the line.
The linesman's given the goal.
A good ball in from Konchesky, comes off Riggott, pushed down by Schwarzer, and for me, that is no way is that over the line. How the assistant on the far side can give that is a mystery to me. It's West Ham who have got the upper hand and deserve to be leading.
Here's a chance for Harewood.
Should have done better.
Steve McLaren at the moment is still looking perplexed.
This is all about the delivery.
They've been poor so far. That's good though, and it's in. Middlesbrough have pulled a quick goal back here.
I know all the attention is going to be about the goal, and it wasn't in. And sometimes you earn breaks. Sometimes I've been in games where you don't earn a break and get one. But we earned a break today, and I felt we deserved to win the game.
Didn't get the distance on that he wanted. A crotcher it was. Good skills here from Fernandes. Crotcher again into that area. Lovely turn from Vadiga. That's a great cross, and Bolton are ahead. Konchesky. He took the keeper from this distance before. And he just dips over. Paul Konchesky.
Cisse. For support in the centre, Repka should have it covered and does, but takes the safety first approach and gets it out for the corner. Luis Garcia to take the corner. Now Alonso! Oh, what a goal! It came through a crowd of players, making it difficult for Hislop, but you cannot complain about the quality of the strike, and Liverpool have the lead.
Well, he could have had a blast at this, but he actually goes for controlled power. I think you'll see he hits it with the inside of his right foot.
Luis Garcia's corner. And Anton Ferdinand in by Hopia, blocked on the line by Konchesky. The follow-up by Morientes. Couldn't get the contact on the ball required, and West Ham somehow escape.
This might have been a second here for Liverpool. Paul Konchesky stood on his watch there and did well to clear.
Alonso, back for Finny. A measured pass. In by Finny, great cross, Morientes. Should have scored. Liverpool is starting to pressurise again. It's Luis Garcia! Oh, wonderful save. Wonderful save by Shaka Hislop.
It certainly was. Looked as if Garcia was going to go to the right of Hislop. The way opened his body, but closed his body at the last moment.
Given away by West Ham, though, cheaply. Well, Mullins wins it back. Zenden could be in behind it. It is Bolo Zenden for Liverpool. And finally they get that second goal. Delight for Anfield. Delight for Bolo Zenden, who has his first Premiership goal for Liverpool.
That touch there took it beyond Gabadon. Zenden still had it all to do. What a terrific finish. To be fair to Shaka Hislop, that was Gabadon's touch who takes it beyond Ali Adier. But a terrific finish nevertheless.
We felt we had a real chance today. But you know, we didn't hurt them enough, and if you don't put them on the back foot, a team of that quality, then at some point they're going to come up with something. We're disappointed in the goal, the first goal, because I think we could have prevented that. But once they got a goal lead, they're very, very difficult to break down.
October 2006 saw just one Hammers win out of a possible 4 in the only home fixture of the month, and exit from the Carling Cup at the hands of Bolton Wanderers. It was a reminder of the challenges ahead, but Alan Pardew's side weren't about to roll over and die at the first signs of pressure.
Oh, it's bounced past Clement, Sheringham, and Marlon Harewood. Well, what a vital block from Albrechtsen, who'd gone to ground. Benayoun's corner right across. Ferdinand flicked it on, but there was no finishing touch applied by Marlon Harewood.
Such a difficult ball to defend when there's that amount of pace on it. Just takes the slightest touch to redirect it between the sticks.
Mullins. Sheringham. Oh, Yossi Benayoun. And it's blocked by Kusha.
That's a very good save. I'm not convinced that Benayoun had any other option but to take the shot on. It's Albrechtsen who's caught wrong side. Lovely little reverse here from Sheringham. Albrechtsen doesn't deal with it. He doesn't have too many options here. I think he's got to take the shot on.
Earnshaw spinning away from Ferdinand. He's got his cross in. Oh, and Kamara's header stopped by Shaka Hislop.
What a chance. Don't come any cleaner than that. Magnificent set-up play from Earnshaw to lose Anton Ferdinand. You couldn't ask for a better ball in.
Marlon Harewood, dainty touch, good effort, and Sheringham trying to follow up, and Benayoun, and it's amazingly cleared off the line by Davis, I think.
Kujak almost palmed this out to Teddy Sheringham, who couldn't quite get it out his feet. Thereafter, it's a case of West Brom getting defenders onto that goal line.
Repka takes the free kick, and it comes to Teddy Sheringham, the oldest scorer in town. Deadlock broken by the master.
Kujak probably thinking that the finish is going to go back across him, but Sheringham feels he can beat him at his near post, and what a fine finish that is.
Here's Hayden Mullins, who very nearly scored here from midfield, with a fine strike.
Yeah, again, they knock it round very well. West Ham, they wait for the opportunity. Mullins there, an unsung hero, really. It sits up nicely for him on his weaker left foot. Fantastic strike there.
Dawson. Rido's onside, he can loop it in here. Tottenham lead. Shaka Hislop was caught by the trajectory of the header.
Dawson just puts it into an area. Mido there just has a little glance, and it's a deft touch header. Shaka Hislop is in no man's land. Dawson knows what he's doing, puts it into an intelligent area. He just cushions the header, just lobs it lovely over Shaka Hislop into an empty net.
Genius going towards the near post and then checking out. The space, King's in the thick of it. Good save from Robbie Keane by Hislop, who really spread himself. Carrick. Genius lets it run. Davids! Charged down by Anton Ferdinand, and again the lets fly. But good work by Hislop, who was culpable on the goal, but certainly not this time. Etherington to take it. Gabidon. Sheringham! Paul Robertson kept it out. Sheringham couldn't have hit it totally cleanly, otherwise he'd have burst the net from there.
Alan Pardew will be pleased with his players, the way they've gone out there. They've given a good account of themselves, but just when they've needed that little bit of quality, that final touch, it just maybe hasn't been there this afternoon.
Oh, it's a mistake by Newton. Genius. Can Spurs wrap it up here? Jermaine Genius was a whisker away from doing exactly that.
Yeah, Newton there shouldn't do that, but it's great footwork here by Genius. Is he going to go on his right? And he thinks he scored. I think he scored as well, and it's a great attempt with his left foot. If it's on target, it's a goal.
Well, it is now or never for West Ham United here at White Hart Lane today. Deep into injury time. In fact, the 2 added minutes that Alan Wiley had said was the deal. Here comes Shaka Hislop, trying to make amends for his part in the 1 goal of the game. And it is a goal. Anton Ferdinand. West Ham have done it right at the end. And Tottenham in a London derby, just as against Arsenal, have let a lead slip. But this is a truly dramatic finale.
It's a fantastic delivery, all the bodies are in there, but Anton Ferdinand just gets on the ball there. There's no one on the line. It's party time.
And that's 2 points dropped for Martin Jol.
I was so pleased for the squad, really, because the subs come on and made a difference as well. So it was a great result for us, and it was one for our fans, because we know how much it meant to them, and we weren't going to let it rest.
Growing up in West Ham, you know that Tottenham and West Ham's a big rivalry, and we're losing 1-0, and their goal was partly my fault for their goal, and 93rd minute, I think it was, and Shaka's come up and throwed a few dummies and scared a few people with his bright yellow shirt, and the ball just fell nicely for me, and I've got up and headed it in, and unbelievable feeling. First goal in the Premiership, and for it to happen at White Hart Lane against Tottenham, nothing better than that.
It's the first time I've done that. It's the first time, and the manager set me up. I just went running in as you do, not knowing where to go, what to do. Thought the ball was going to come somewhere in my area, so I had to jump at it. It was kind of quietly pleased that it didn't come any closer. And then even more so when I saw Anthony at the other end of it and hit it back of the net. So I'm taking some credit to distracting everybody, because I don't think I'm going to get much more than that.
On that particular occasion, we could have got blown away, but we hung in there just through strength of character, really. I have to say that technically and tactically, I thought they were better than us, and perhaps deserved to win it. But we dug in, we stayed in the game, and as the game progressed, we actually got better and started to look a little bit stronger than them towards the end. And as the game was going on, sometimes as a manager you feel you're not going to score, and there's other games where you think we're going to score here, and I genuinely thought we was going to score. So for us to get the goal at the end was brilliant, and it was up in front of the West Ham fans, and we knew how much that was going to mean to them. So it was a great day. One of the real highlights of the season for me, I've got to tell you.
Before the home game against Manchester United, there was a minute's silence for George Best, who died the previous week. Fitting that it should be at the ground where he turned in some of his greatest ever performances.
And still George Best. Ball going, cutting one side of Lampard, sending him the wrong way, and still George Best. And it's still George Best, with a shot that had Grotier down. And that really was the first piece of real George Best we've seen.
It was a draw here when United needed a win to fit Blackburn for the title.
I think they've always enjoyed It's bloody in the nose of Manchester United, this West Ham team, and they've started well again.
Etherington with space here. Oh, and they're ahead early on. Marlon Harewood breaking onto that. United caught cold, and it was a beautifully executed goal. It's his first goal after 8 games without one, and it's timed on 52 seconds. How did he do that?
Manchester United was sleeping and they committed man forward. They got a 3-on-2 situation, West Ham, and really did make the most of it.
Towards Park, who got up very well and scores! Oh, what a save again by Roy Carroll to deny his old club.
Scholes does what Scholes does best, is come from deep, and it's a very, very good one-handed save.
And is this onside for Rooney? It is. Chance might have gone away. It didn't. He got a great shot in, and again, Carroll is there.
Well, he's having an inspired day. Again, he gets a good hand on it. It's helped out by Anton Ferdinand, who reacted very, very well, was the first onto the bits.
Park. Oh, Rooney into space. Rooney! Yes! 1-1. Brilliantly done. Wayne Rooney back in goal-scoring business, and Manchester United are level.
Repka gives the ball away a little cheaply. It's a clever little pass from Park, but it's only half a chance. He skips inside the challenge from Gabidon, changes feet from left to right. Here's the ball, there's the run. Just changes feet here, and then he goes for power.
He's even taking the corner kicks, and there's a goal for John O'Shea. 2-1 Manchester United, and he headed that almost out of Roy Carroll's arms.
Well, it's a keeper's mistake, and he's had such a good game, done so well in the first half, but his reaction tells you, if you come in there, you have to take the ball. And if John O'Shea's there, sometimes you take his head off with it, but you come and you punch and you make sure you get the ball.
Park, look at this. Rooney. Van Nistelrooy looks for a little chip off the underside of the bar. What a goal that would have been.
Well, that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Never looks at the goal, knows exactly where it is, knows exactly what he's trying to do.
We pushed everyone, make them play to their maximum. If they're good enough, they might beat us, and they were good enough today. They deserved their win.
My mum and dad, they were probably the most nervous they've ever been at a game. My dad certainly said that it was a game that he couldn't enjoy. He normally enjoys games at Upton Park where the atmosphere is so good, but he couldn't enjoy it because his stomach was turning where he was so nervous.
Just 3 games in November, but one of the highlights of the season in Anton Ferdinand's memorable injury time equaliser at White Hart Lane. 7 games to come in December, a month that should ultimately prove to what extent the Hammers really can compete in the world's top football league.
Dunn, trying to find Heskey. It's Emil Heskey! Birmingham are 1 up, just what they wanted. And Emil Heskey, who so nearly missed this game, has made his mark with a goal. Zamora, great work from him and a goal! What about that from Bobby Zamora? He did it all on his own, and West Ham are level.
Well, I said if West Ham get a chance, it's about whether they take it, but I'm telling you what, this isn't even a chance when he gets the ball. Throwing comes in, it's great individual ability, little flick over. Once he turned back inside, I thought he'd lost a moment to take the shot on. Gets a touch lucky, you could argue, with the fact that it goes through the goalkeeper's legs, but it's a great double touch from one foot to the other.
That's lovely quick feet, isn't it?
It is, and he takes it away from both players on both occasions and then sticks it through the goalkeeper's legs. There wasn't a lot to aim at. It's a fantastic individual goal.
Etherington, old-fashioned wing play from him. He pulls it back as well, bouncing around. Chance, Harewood, and it's 2-1 to West Ham in stoppage time of the first half. And that was an absolute defensive nightmare from Birmingham.
Well, it was. First of all, Matty Etherington gets on it. Benayoun nicks in, feeds it out to Etherington, who really drives to the byline. I wasn't sure if this had gone out. My first reaction was it had gone over the byline. Very close, but it travels through 2 or 3 defenders, and that will infuriate Steve Bruce. I think it comes off of Benayoun somewhere along the line. Let's have a look at this. That's over for me.
Dear, the whole of the ball has to cross the whole of the line. Controversial. Was that over the line? Once again, we need the old video replays there. Couldn't be conclusive.
A great result for us, to be honest. It's a tough place to go, to be honest. You know, they've got a lot of good players and a lot of quality, but we've shown what we've done a lot this season, which is dig in and put in some good performances. And the attacking players that we've got, we can always create opportunities and score the odd goal or two, and that's exactly what we've done in that game. You know, you try tricks and bits and pieces, but to come off in a game is special and quite lucky as well, really.
Dickoff had wanted the ball played early. It's a corner despite the best attempts of Danny Gabidon, and he's hurt himself in the process as he collided with the hoardings.
I think the momentum of Gabidon took him into the hoardings. There may have been a slight touch.
Danny Gabidon so impressive in this first full season of the Premiership. Just hope that that's an injury he can recover from relatively quickly. Now Benayoun is supplying some width for Marlon Harewood, who used him as the decoy. Slips it in for Zamora. West Ham United lead. And Bobby Zamora, for the first time in his career, scores in back-to-back Premiership games.
Well, it's a great counter-attack. Great little ball alongside the central defenders, and a super one-touch finish from Bobby Zamora. Sees Friedel coming out, and it's a lovely slid-in finish.
Well, Pardew, you would expect, will be much the happier of the two managers so far. Launched in towards the near post, and again dangerous to deal with. It's a penalty. The appeals were instant against Thomas Repke.
You can see him on that near post marking. There he goes. He's given a handball. I think he must have just come into the back of him.
Well, they've gone nearly 5.5 hours without a Premiership goal. Can they break their drought and possibly provide the foundation to come back and win? No mistake at all from Paul Dickoff, who levels it up at 1-1.
Well, Carroll guessed and he guessed wrong.
Awkward, very awkward indeed. 2 goals for Paul Dickoff in the space of 2 minutes. What a way to end your Premiership goal drought.
This time Pedersen's come over to his right-hand side. It's a great cross. He whips the cross in. Again, Christian Daly going with his wrong foot. It's a poor clearance, tries to clear it with his right foot instead of his left, but that's a good finish on the far post from Dickoff.
Lovely reverse ball for Bobby Zamora. Harewood peels off towards the far post and scores.
Great goal from Bobby Zamora setting it up, and it's an easy header from Harewood at the end of it, but what a build-up from West Ham. Benayoun in midfield, this is what he does best, central areas. He's not offside, Bobby Zamora, you can see he makes a perfect run. Just clips it up to the far post, Marlon Harewood peels off there. It's a lovely little chip and a good finish. Oh, and a super goal and a super equaliser for West Ham.
Mark Hughes must have thought his luck was changing. The lead lasted just 5 minutes. Way towards Kucci. Oh, they let it bounce. Here's Shefki Kucci! Christian Daly on his return to Ewood Park, let the ball bounce. And Shefki Kucci capitalises. Blackburn lead again.
Well, it's dreadful defending, absolute dreadful defending. Daly and Kucci go for the first challenge. Kucci reacts, goes through and volleys it home. 3 defenders, every one of them at fault. Terrible defending, but a great goal for Blackburn to score and go 3-2 ahead.
You know, we started to play a bit better in the second half, and you know, that was the crucial decision. It changed the whole face of the game. And you know, not only that decision, but you know, after that we've taken 6 bookings today. I think it was top of the Fair Play League before today, and suddenly we must be bottom of it.
I just went up for a header really, and I got a bit of a nudge as I jumped from one of the Blackburn players, and Blackburn, it's a little bit similar to this, you know, the advertising boardings are quite close and there's like a bit of a slope off the pitch, so I knew, yeah, as soon as I'd done it, I knew, you know, I was in so much pain that I knew I'd done something, you know, serious.
It's a late ball to Konchesky. Etherington's made a run down the left for him, but Konchesky tries one. Richard Wright equal to it. As the defender went to Etherington. Then Konchesky sets the opening. A good shot in, which Wright did well to gather. Konchesky to score for West Ham. He's hit. Bad looking cross, and BT ducking in there behind Collins. Got to the ball first. Make a true contact on it. Now, McFadden's out wide on the left. In goes BT! And James Beattie with a stunning finish, and McFadden's the first one to congratulate him. It was his ball in, and really Roy Carroll absolutely no chance. Hit first time, a wonderful goal. Things are just beginning to settle in at Everton. There's Etherington's touch. Everton again, who's feeds McFadden. That's a good ball down the right. Everton have men up here. If he can get the cross in. It was well blocked. And relief for West Ham that he didn't get hold of that. Could have had a hat-trick so far, but Repka making a nuisance of himself. Thomas Repka with the ball in, and it's David Weir with a spectacular own goal. He couldn't believe it. The ball bobbled, the player fell just in front of him, and I think Weir was in 2 minds as to whether or not to hoof that ball into the stand or try and bring it under control. And with a schizophrenic prod, he's put West Ham level. Comical own goal, but good effort from Repka to put the ball in. And here's an even better angle to see this. Just watch the look on Weir's face as he realised what he's done. Glorious moment for West Ham, but a sickener for Everton. Here's Etherington breaking for West Ham, and Harewood couldn't reach it. A ball in there, and West Ham taking over this game. It's a real excellent spell for them. Etherington sensed the run from Harewood, maybe expected a little too much even of him to get on the end of that, but West Ham really showing they can break quickly and dangerously. It could have been 2-1. Marlon Harewood. And again, a little push-outs left Konchesky, a bit of a hospital ball there, but Etherington's picked it up, turning into something special. Etherington onto the right foot, and Wright couldn't hold it, and it's there from Zamora. And Zamora has his 3rd goal in 3 games. The resurgence of form of this man, fed by Etherington's effort. When he picked the ball up, great close control. It's not his favoured foot, the right one, but he got in a powerful enough shot. Wright couldn't keep it out, and Zamora on hand to tuck it away and put West Ham in the lead. You can see here in a close-up what skills there from Etherington. Looked up, he was going for goal, but Zamora did well to stretch for that. And hammers ahead. Great news for Alan Pardew.
It was an unbelievable performance from us. You know, I was standing on the side, amazed at some of our play. It was fantastic. We had a golden 20-minute period in the second half where we could have got 3 or 4, and with no disrespect to Everton, because this is a club that I have a lot of respect for. I think it's a fantastic club. We've actually come here and given them a footballing lesson today. We was brilliant, and we had so many good performances, hard to single one out.
a team like Everton, we've got to work very hard, especially on their home turf, and I think that's what we did. And we passed the ball very well, and at times our passing was very good. So yeah, it was one of our best performances of the year.
Pleased to get another goal. You know, I'm pleased that we've got another 3 points. You know, the lads worked tremendously hard tonight, and you know, we're buzzing with that win.
Now Zamora. Konchesky offering support wide. Konchesky looking for Harewood, well defended by Amiobi. It's come for Fletcher. And Given, who so often this season has been the saviour for Newcastle, proved to be again on that occasion.
Yeah, it's excellent play here by West Ham. They pick the ball up, they keep it moving, and they test Shay Given here. Amiobi does well there just to clear his line, but to be fair to Fletcher, it's a good first touch, shot on target through bodies, but Shay Given's up for the task.
But this is a chance for Newcastle, and it's a goal. The first time that Michael Owen gets a sniff of a touch, he gets the goal to open the scoring for Newcastle.
That's what he's all about. That's why he's the main man and they paid so much money for him. He gets one chance and tucks it away. Good build-up play by Newcastle. They rode their luck in the opening periods, but again, they do some clever work again.
Harewood, Benayoun. Zamora's continuing his run into the penalty box. Benayoun tried to thread it through to him. Took a deflection, but it found its target. Now Harewood, Edrington, it's gone in off a Newcastle player. Nobby Solano, who scored last week against Arsenal, has put through his own net, and West Ham are level, 1-1.
What a ball this is. This is saying to a striker, get yourself on the end of that. Horrible mix-up. Titus Bramble obviously just trying to clear his lines. Solano can do nothing about that.
Newcastle unbeaten in the last 4.
Now this is a good position for Solano to go over there and to whip it in. Amiobi just invites a tackle in there by Fletcher. There is contact there.
Boomsong is forward, Amiobi, Shearer of course, all providing targets. West Ham need to be on their mettle. That's a good ball in, and no surprise to see it go into the back of the net. A second goal for Michael Owen.
Michael Owen, the smallest person on the pitch, gets in front of his defender and just tucks it in there. Great ball in, take nothing away. Carroll's can't do anything about it. Michael Owen, what a finisher he is.
Now Hayden Mullins. Oh, back off the post. Now what can Etherington do? Looks for Benayoun. Last-ditch stuff as it's away by Bramble. And West Ham so unlucky.
It's a powerful drive. Shay Given's beaten.
This is Nobby Solano for Newcastle. It's found a way through to Michael Owen. Now Alan Shearer. That's 3. He doesn't miss from there, Alan Shearer. And the record gets ever closer.
I tell you what, we're talking about build-up play. Solano plays a great ball in, and Michael Owen, no wonder Alan Shearer goes to him. Fantastic ball in by Michael Owen. Great finish. Carroll's got no chance. When it goes into that position, there's only going to be one answer.
And that's a handball inside the penalty area. Absolutely needless from Shola Amiobi, and here's a route back into the game for West Ham.
You don't, as soon as you raise your arms, you've got a problem. No intent, but it's handball.
It's Harewood.
He looked confident, didn't he? He just stood there, didn't take much of a run up. Calmly put that away.
It was never going to be a dull afternoon, and so it's proved. Here's Owen on a hat-trick. Tremendous save by Roy Carroll to deny Michael Owen his first Newcastle hat-trick.
Yeah, he thinks he scored, but Roy Carroll, fantastic save. Who says the Premiership's dull? What a good advert this has been. Both teams going for it.
And this could be the crucial blow. Michael Owen on a hat-trick here. Open goal! Michael Owen, hat-trick hero for Newcastle. And as West Ham pressed at one end, they left the gaps at the other for Michael Owen to make it 4-2 to Newcastle.
Away by Konchesky. Turned by Andy O'Brien, and now Dario Silva has got in behind Paul Konchesky. He's done well, Silva. Good save though by Roy Carroll.
Well, West Ham caught dreaming, the ball just comes straight back. Konchesky had gone forward, Collins had switched off. Really, I think Silva could have made a bit more of that.
Fantastic tempo to this game. Given away again. It has to be said, the fact that there have been a few loose passes and mistakes in the midfield has added to the spectacle. Lovely play by Portsmouth for Gary O'Neill, and Portsmouth score.
Well, it had to come from that right-hand side. They've been making inroads all the time. It came from West Ham giving the ball away. They broke, the ball was cut back, and that's a good finish, arriving late from Gary O'Neill. Really, West Ham committing so many players forward. When they lose the ball, they're open to that counter-attack.
Fletcher. Harewood gets into a shooting position, could not have come closer to an equaliser. Magnificent attempt from Marlon Harewood. It's in from Newton with plenty of elevation. And shot on the turn, it's in! It's James Collins that equalises for West Ham. Just when they needed a break, it seemed as Harewood's shot came back off the post, and it was going to be one of those afternoons that Collins scores his first West Ham goal to make it 1-1. Laurent Robert is in trouble. He's sent off. Second bookable offence. Foul on Paul Konchesky. Portsmouth will play the closing stages with only 10 men.
Here's a flick on for Roberts, a real chance! And the lead is Wigan's. It's Jason Roberts who's done it against West Ham again. Roberts again causing problems. He's found Camera, lovely turn. Oh, still Camera deserves a goal and gets one. Quick-fire goals from Wigan blow West Ham United away in the closing minutes of this first half. It's 2-0 now, and the deadly duo combine.
Mullins. Aliadier. Rio Coca couldn't sort his feet out. Etherington. And the goalkeeper must have got a little touch on that, Thomas Mura.
Well, it was a bit of a scramble the way the ball got to the far side to Etherington, but in the end he gets his shot back across the keeper Mura, and it's a good save. I think he just gets the slightest touch on it. Aliadier trying to get in there for a few scraps. That's a good stop.
Mura only pats it down. Aliadier, Rio Coca with plenty to aim at. Is that handball on the line by Hreiderson? West Ham shout for it. It's a big price if it is handball.
A fumble by Mura. Rio Coca gets it back in, comes through, and it looks like it's off the fire of Hreiderson. Looked a little bit ungainly though, didn't it?
Bartlett. That's a well-judged ball by Hreiderson. Bent. Bartlett and Hughes are in the middle. Bartlett! It's a bit smash and grab from Charlton Athletic, but it means so much to them. 20 minutes gone, most of which has been spent defending, and defending very nervously. But suddenly there's Sean Bartlett, and the home team have got a priceless opening goal.
I think the key here is Konchesky gets caught up the pitch, Etherington ends up in the left-back spot, and it's a mismatched defending against Bent. It's a brilliant cross, great pace on it, great shape, and Bartlett just has to run it in on the far post. Super cross from Bent, good finish from Bartlett, right against the run of play, but West Ham had really gone forward, and they paid the price.
To Charlton keeping it short. Bartlett's made his way forward now. Romadal, it's behind Hughes, it's Bartlett, and it's Holland, and Young, and Sean Bartlett really could have put Charlton into a very, very positive position right on half-time here. It's just 1-0 to Charlton. Nice layoff by Bent. This is Rommedahl in a shooting position. Oh, and it trundled on beyond Carroll. Hit the post, come back into play. Here's Powell. And now Holland. It's wide.
Great strike from Matt Holland, didn't curl back though. Here's the first chance from Rommedahl. He breaks through from midfield. Comes off the heel of Anton Ferdinand. Bit of a trundler, but he was beaten, Carroll.
Hughes. It's been a real hell for leather game. And now Powell. And across from a very good position. So good that Darren Bent says thank you very much. And Charlton lead West Ham by 2-0.
That's a fantastic header from Darren Bent. Great hang time. Lovely cross from Chrissy Powell from the dead ball line. Shouldn't be that they got behind West Ham so easily in the first place, and that's been a problem all afternoon. Powell whips it in, and it's a great header.
They need a win against anybody, Charlton, at the moment.
The loss of Danny Gabardon at Blackburn soon impacted on the team's performances, with 3 defeats out of 4 at the end of 2005. But with the Welshman ready to return for the FA Cup tie at Norwich, maybe January would see a return to form to help the Hammers challenge for a not inconceivable European place next year.
Trouble here, and a goal, and it's Frank Lampard. And there's the answer from Chelsea to the abrasive tactics and the awkward welcome. The champions Chelsea seeking to extend their winning run to 9 matches in the Barclays English Premier League. West Ham looking to avoid a 3rd consecutive defeat, to sharpen up their holiday record, which has gained them just 1 point so far. It's a positive opening though, and a chance! And a goal in 21 seconds from Marlon Harewood. Now that's what you call an explosive start.
Well, having a centre half time in that just, I mean, it certainly worked, because they come up with more intention in the first minute of the second half than we saw in the whole 45 minutes. They contest the ball. Harewood gets some support around him probably for the first time in the game. You can see what he does, because he gets played in. He's the other side of the Chelsea defence. He gets a little stroke of luck as he fires it through, checks legs. It hits the keeper's legs and flies up. Could easily go over the top, but he gets that little bit of luck, probably that he's played deserved. He keeps his eye on it just to steer it home.
Fletcher. Presenting it to Drogba. Here's Robin. And Crespo. First touch. And his second touch is a goal! What a substitution! He's been on the pitch for barely 40 seconds. Good Johnson. Good ball. Here's Didier Drogba! It's 3! And that should win the game for Chelsea. Starting 2006, as they have careered their way through 2005.
A long spinning ball. Newton jumps with McVeigh. He's going to get the free kick. West Ham take quickly. Etherington. Zamora's got some space here. Bobby Zamora, plenty of time to pick his moment. Mullins! What a goal from Hayden Mullins, the most unlikely scorer, but a real power buster from West Ham's dynamic midfield player. He's had such a good game today so far. I think Etherington was expecting the ball from Zamora. It was he who put Zamora wide. Zamora looked up. I think there's no doubt that he picked out Mullins, and look at this for a first-time shot. A little bit of bend on it too. Past Green, and it was the bend that took it from going wide to finding the back of the net. Hammers take a lead. Georgie making sure his instructions are followed to the letter. Adam Drury's throw. Flicked on by Chakor. Come to nothing again. Newton, little chip in. Oh, they've lost it again. Here's Mullins in the centre of the action. It's actually given for the free kick earlier. It could have been a penalty here. It was the correctly adjudged as the push outside the area. Etherington wanted to take it. Konchesky got a deflection off the boot of a Norwich player. And Green was halfway committed. Konchesky looking for his first West Ham goal. This was almost it. Very close. Clever free kick. It certainly had Norwich in trouble. West Ham denied a second. Well, let's be having you. I don't think anyone's having anyone in Norwich colours at the moment. They have been struggling. Flick on from Tome. It's coming loose to Etherington. And now West Ham can open up Norwich down the flank again. Konchesky feeds Etherington, who'll take the return. That's a great cross. Green can't keep it out. Zamora, and it's 2 for West Ham. Bobby Zamora's getting the goals in the cups. Got a couple against Sheffield Wednesday. And here he had so much time. It was Etherington with a wicked cross. But Green, well, he didn't know what to do, to flick it over, to flick it out, to punch it out, and in the end, played something approaching a volleyball throwdown right in Zamora's path. And Zamora in the right place at the right time. Look at this from Green. You won't want to see that too many times. Someone like Let's Be Having You. Lovely header from Zamora, though. Look at this from Etherington. Green chucks it down. Zamora says, thanks for that. And it's 2-0 West Ham. But Green. It's a delicate ball in. Oh, that could have been a hand. It could have been a hand. Yes, it is. Beautifully floated cross. He's not going to be too pleased when he sees that, Collins. He's handled that. And Norwich a chance to get back into this with McVeigh. Norwich back in the game, a late rally perhaps. Unnecessary penalty. West Ham were cruising. They're now going to have to hold things tight for the last few minutes.
McCann chasing this, so too is Sean Newton, who's come away with it. Harewood. Repka advancing, and Zamora trying to flick, and in comes Etherington, and he sent it straight back across to Sorensen.
It's a terrific chance. A little step over at the front post, and Villa all over the place.
Davis. Milner. Now Samuel. This is promising from Aston Villa. That's a good cross, and it's been put in. Aston Villa lead. Hendry claiming a part in it.
It's a terrific little reverse ball from Milner to get Samuel down the outside. Thereafter it needs a good ball in, and you couldn't ask for a better front post cross than that. Hendry had made his run from right to the front post, but he couldn't have asked for a better ball.
Konchesky is the man to deliver. Zamora! Cracking header from Bobby Zamora. He is the scorer, and the Hammers hit back.
It's a wonderful ball in. There was nobody picking up the run. Sorensen can't come for that. Too much pace on it, bending away from him, and it's a simple finish.
Samuel. It's a decent delivery, and he's there again, Lee Hendry, and Roy Carroll held on that time.
Hendry's done well when the ball's on the left-hand side. He's become more or less the third striker for Villa, but it's a nice height for Carroll.
Etherington takes, Gabidon is there, what a big chance, handball shout as Mullin struck it, and it's given, it's a penalty.
Well, Delaney's just thrown himself to try and make the block.
Here comes Harewood. It is a cracking penalty, and the man who scored a hat-trick against Villa earlier in the season has got trouble in store for them again. West Ham have turned it around.
It certainly is a cracking penalty. I think even if Sorensen goes the right way here, he doesn't get this.
Well, it was all going so well for David O'Leary's side, but in football, things can change just like that.
We have got tremendous spirit, and our fans were brilliant today. They really were, and managers say that flippantly sometimes, but there was an influence today, and it drove us on. And once we got an equaliser, I felt we was going to get the next one, and we did.
I've always been told I'm a natural born leader, and it's a quality that people have always continued to see in me. And I never really expected myself to be captain of West Ham. I really just came here to next level to try and educate myself and try and see how far I can go. And it's just turned out to be a fantastic season for me personally. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm living my dream, as I've been famously quoted saying.
And it's a corner. Taking Anton Ferdinand, and Miami having to beat one of his own players to get to the punch. Oh my goodness! Anton Ferdinand! There's a message for West Ham and also to brother Rio. That's an astonishing goal.
Oh my word, what a goal. What a strike. It's amazing what a little bit of competition between the brothers can do. Talk about great technique and athleticism to get his body into that shape and react to that situation. And it pops up and he's swiveled round, full swivel. He's made a beautiful contact on it. It's always going away from the Amy. What a finish.
And against the run of this opening chapter of tonight's story, West Ham United have the lead.
Well, you never get fed up by watching this type of strike there. I mean, it was slightly going away from Niemi, but it was the sheer pace of it that just took it past him before he could react.
Just as a fullback, he's a fine all-round footballer. He can play up front, like his dad used to for Fulham. It's Benayoun. He looks to chip in! Well, the masterpieces are being rolled out before us here. It's another super West Ham goal, and this time it's Yossi Benayoun.
Yeah, it's that little bit of quality, that little bit of class. Benayoun, what a fabulous. What was the goal he scored where he twisted two ways and then drilled it bottom corner? He's done it already this season, but this is a step up from that, I think. Good play, Everington comes inside. I think he thinks about curling it with his left foot, checks out the other side, and just stands it up over Niemi. And that's a fabulous execution.
Clipped to perfection.
Oh, this is a great angle, just stands it up. Niemi sort of knows, I think he just knows once it leaves his foot, he's beaten.
Well, West Ham leading here courtesy of two footballing diamonds. Brilliant goals. There's a mistake there by Gabidon, and Fulham have got a goal back through Helgeson. Now that has made it interesting.
We was just practicing volleys, normal volleys, like Peter Grant was chipping balls in outside of the box and was volleying me, Marlon and Hayden. We're doing volleys, mucking about, and I was alright in training. I think Marlon tried to set it up for himself, come over my shoulder, and I was facing Marlon going and just hit on the swivel, and I saw it dipping over the keeper, and I was off, just going crazy again.
Anton, to be fair to him, has got fantastic technique, always has done, and the goal didn't shock me. Benayoun's a special player, so you expect during a season to have special moments, and certainly that was one of these.
It was a sad and memorable night as Thomas Repka played his last game for West Ham against Fulham just a few weeks after his 32nd birthday. Brought into the side by Glenn Roeder as a signing from one-time Italian giants Fiorentina, Repka made his West Ham debut against Middlesbrough in September 2001. 4.5 years later, with 187 first-team appearances under his belt, Repka decided to call it a day and return to his home country Czechoslovakia and his family, playing out his career at his previous Czech club, Sparta Prague.
And Thomas has served us very, very well, and we wanted to send him off with a win. I thought we played very well first half. Thomas leaves us on a good note, and that's good for him, and he's going to go back and see his family.
So West Ham kick off the fourth round tie in the FA Cup, having disposed of Norwich in the third round. It's a game against Blackburn Rovers for a fifth round place. Blackburn immediately on the attack. Here's Stephen Reid. Kuchi's gone down the right, and it's a goal for Blackburn after just 40 seconds. Unbelievable! Benayoun into that trusted right foot. Zamora back for Mullins. Good stop from Friedel. He got hold of it, but no problem. A short corner from Pedersen. Blackburn making all the early running. Here's Savage. That's no bad cross. Good gather from Hislop. And Blackburn making the better start. There's Daly on the right. Unusual position for him. Not a bad cross though. Zamora got up. No power in the header though. He got into a good position. It's easy for Friedel. So Everton off the field. It's Konchesky's free kick, and West Ham have a penalty, and it must have been a handball. The referee's blindside, and it was Zamora who made the appeal. Sheringham to put West Ham level. Oh, that's cute. That's cute from Sheringham. Touch of the Di Canios about that. Look at this, Friedel committed. There's nothing he could do, and that's cheeky. The West Ham are level. Hislop ran away from him. Still at his age, looking very sharp in the West Ham goal. Daly up on this right-hand side. Rio Coca, but blocked. And here's Zamora onto the trusted left foot. Etherington, and West Ham are ahead, having conceded a goal in less than a minute. 36 minutes later, they're in front. And Matty Etherington gets a very important goal. West Ham, of course, got in the first Wembley FA Cup final. Won't be at Wembley this year. Here's Konchesky. Plays the feint, trying to get round Neil. He's played a dummy there for Etherington. And Daly! He scored many goals with his right foot. Scored one in that memorable playoff semi-final. Looking to get the equaliser, Ferdinand. Not a good clearance. What a save from Shaka Hislop. A classic save. He didn't have much time to see that, but he got across to it. Rio Coca and Mullins. He's beginning to string it together now. Here's Etherington. Shrugs off the challenge. Sheringham. Konchesky, first time cross. And it's tucked in by Kazanishvili. An own goal gives West Ham a 3-1 lead. Good ball in from Konchesky, but disaster for Blackburn. Great news for Alan Pardew. He does want to make amends. You can see he's making every effort. Playing a little 1-2. And that's not a bad effort from Pedersen. What a goal! Hislop. It's going to be a struggle for West Ham. They've got to keep their eyes on the clock. But a rob from Mullins. Harewood couldn't clear it. It's Zamora. Bobby Zamora has probably made it safe for West Ham. Harewood's shot it was. Friedel couldn't keep it out. And Zamora tucks it away. West Ham 4, Blackburn 2.
I'd watched Friedel save a penalty earlier, I think it was that week, and he dives very quickly, very early, and he takes a chance either one way or the other. And I thought to myself, well, if he's going to do that, if that's the way he defends his penalties, then you know the best option is to go down the middle with a little bit of slower ball. And luckily for me, it paid off. It's doing the unexpected, I think, from a penalty as well as putting the ball where you want to put it. You know, they say that if you put the ball exactly where you want it in a penalty, you won't miss. But you know, if a goalkeeper goes early and takes a chance and goes the right way, then he's got a chance of saving it. Every penalty is savable. It doesn't matter how well you hit it. So it's a little bit of cat and mouse.
Who would have believed it? Losing to Chelsea in the first game of 2006, Hammers pulled up their socks and went on a run of 4 successive wins. Alan Pardew's best achievement so far as manager of West Ham. Added to the fact that he had finally hunted down his prize striker in Dean Ashton from Norwich for £7.5 million, and it was quite a month. Virtually all the season's building bricks were now in place as the side faced a midweek trip to North London for their last ever game at Highbury.
Now there's a way through for Rio Coca. This could be a surprise lead, and is totally against the run of play. West Ham are in front. Rio Coca the scorer. Would you believe it?
Well, unbelievable. When I was questioning, I've got to be honest, I was questioning Alan Pardew's tactics, but they've gone a goal up. Poor defending by Campbell. What is he doing? Once Reo-Coker gets through there, just totally misses it. Maybe Reo-Coker just gets a touch on it. Once he's through, keeps his head. I think he just got the slightest of touches on it as it was coming to Campbell, took it away from him. As I say, keeps his head, just tucks it through the legs of Lehmann in the end. There's Alan Pardew, he's delighted.
As Konchesky delivers a useful looking ball for Zamora, they could be in again here. Oh, what a finish! It's unbelievable at Highbury. West Ham are 2-0 up now.
Well, it is unbelievable, you're dead right. I can't believe the way that this game has changed itself around. A very good angled pass from Konchesky again. Takes it nicely on his chest, out-muscles Sol Campbell, turns inside, weighs his options up. He says, I'm going to take this on myself, and bends it beautifully into the corner. Physical player Zamora up for the challenge there, but what a finish that is. Great execution. West Ham just can't believe that they're 2 up in this game.
Senderos. Konchesky's mistake. Fed into Freddie Ljungberg. Hislop with the save, and off the line again by Ferdinand this time, and it's deflected in. And West Ham have failed to keep their 2-goal lead intact. A weird goal as Pires takes the celebrations. And they've won it back. And the cross into a dangerous area, and a chance for Etherington. It's gone in! Etherington has surely won it now for West Ham United. just over 10 minutes to go. Pires, in his attempts to keep the ball out, only succeeded in helping it in.
Well, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Ashton puts Senderos under pressure. Larsson miscontrols it. And there goes Reo-Coker, pulls it back. Etherington comes onto it, hits it, takes a deflection. And in desperation, Robert Pires, trying to clear it off the line, helps it into his own goal. There's a strike. It's a little bit unfortunate the way it goes in from Arsenal's point of view, but that man's not too bothered about all that, is he?
Pires, there's no way through. Gilberto. Bergkamp hits it, good save again, but turned in this time by Pires. Hold on to your seats, it might not be over yet.
It's going to be a nervy few minutes now for West Ham.
Probably the team that I've watched most in the Premiership is Arsenal, purely because I'm intrigued the way they play. I like the way they play. I've seen Wenger 2 or 3 times, so I know where his psychology is. And I felt I knew them perhaps better than anybody else. And we really exposed them, and with our pace and power on the break. And you know, in some ways, it was a great performance for us, because of course we skirted past the fact that we got a draw against them at home, which again was a great display. And taking 4 points off Arsenal was probably why Arsene Wenger had a go at me later on. Yeah, I want him to know I am. I want him to know that West Ham's a team he has to put his best team up against if he's going to beat us. And on that occasion, we were thoroughly deserved to win it.
When you're playing against some of the best players in the world, which they are, you have to work hard and dig in, and that's exactly what we've done. And as I said before, the breaks and the attacking players that we've got, we can always score on the break, and that's what we sort of done. You know, a fantastic ball from Paul Konchesky, over Sol Campbell sort of head, and just managed to take the touch. And I mean, the only thing I can say is he must have been off balance, because he's a big lad, but just managed to barge him, and he's gone down, which gave us a bit more time to set myself and just try to hit the side netting, which I did, and you know, which gave us, I think, 2-0 lead.
Dean Ashton, the new number 9, is a striker that Alan Pardew has been after for some time. He scored against West Ham before for his first club, Crewe Alexandra, and is clearly a wise investment for the future.
Dean Ashton was a player that, you know, I looked at, you know, you have to look at your team and assess what you have. And the one thing that I knew in terms of our results was that we weren't getting as many shots at goal as we should have, with all the great strikers that we had. In fact, our goal per shots ratio is the best in the Premier League, which doesn't suggest that we're scoring more goals than anyone else. What it suggests is that we're scoring the highest percentage of shots on target, but we need to get more shots on target. And one thing Dean Ashton got, whenever I see him play, was shots on target. He would manoeuvre a shot on target, whether it was his head, his left foot or his right foot. And I needed them numbers in my team. Not only that, his ability to hold up play, to play through him aesthetically, to play into the front, to get it back, to build attacks. I didn't really have that type, you know. I had it with Teddy, of course, but not with Marlon and Bobby, who really want to go the other way. So he fitted perfectly for what I wanted. It was a lot of money. I paid over the odds for where he was at the time. But I think now I've seen him in training that he's going to justify that and maybe go on. He certainly got a fantastic technique for scoring goals.
Lionel Scaloni was the defender immediately signed on loan to replace Thomas Repka. An Argentinian star at Deportiva La Coruña, Scaloni provides international class options just where they'll be most needed for the rest of the season.
It's a bold break from Reo-Coker, who got the opening goal at Highbury with a run from deep. Oh, needs to been absolutely manhandled to the ground here by Stephen Wright.
Great run from Reo-Coker, great legs, pulled back, the pulling back wasn't enough, jumped on his back, and then has a little slap out as well.
Etherington. Oh, and now Rob Styles is going to call Stephen Wright across here. He's going to send him off for a second yellow card. It's his comeback game, and he hasn't even lasted the first half of the first half. Scaloni. Now Rio Coker. All change in a fraction of a second, and Whitehead thought that fraction of a second was going to mean his opening his West Ham account. Very good save by Davis.
Just think he'd gone one way and then went the other. Good save.
But it's getting increasingly desperate for West Ham to turn their man advantage into a goal advantage. Howard! In goes Ashton! They've got their goal advantage.
It's Harewood's shot and Ashton's follow-up. Was he offside? No. The weak challenge coming in. Good save. Ashton follows up this time, and it's 1-0.
Konchesky might not be the only goal. Paul Konchesky. Ashton! Oh, he's hit the outside of the netting this time.
Good ball by Konchesky and just wide by Ashton.
Daly. And now it's being played at West Ham's tempo. Konchesky! Goal! But not for the goalkeeper.
Set up again, going across the field. Konchesky has a shot. It's a bit speculative, but I think it's one of those that pitches just in front of him, Martin. They're difficult, but I don't think he'll make any excuses for himself. He should have saved it.
19 now the number of defeats in the Premiership for Sunderland, and for Mick McCarthy.
Delighted to get a goal so early in my West Ham career. It does ease a little bit of pressure, but the main thing was to get the breakthrough. Sunderland, defended really well for most of the game, and just glad to get that breakthrough for a good result.
Ron Greenwood's death on Thursday the 9th of February at the age of 84 was a shock to all West Ham fans. This was a man who first arrived at the club in April 1961 to replace manager Ted Fenton and save the club from relegation. From that moment on, he built a side soon to feature Geoff Hurst, Martin Peters and West Ham's finest son, Bobby Moore. Under Ron Greenwood, Hammers won the FA Cup in 1964 and the European Cup Winners' Cup at Wembley the following year, playing an attacking style of football rarely seen in Britain before his arrival. He went into joint managership with the young John Lyle in 1974, winning the FA Cup again in 1975. He handed the reins to Lyle in August 1977 to manage England for 5 years, culminating in his taking them to a place at the 1982 World Cup tournament.
Harewood on the turn of pace there. A little thick onto Ashton. It's his second start in a West Ham shirt. Pleased to be getting number 9. And he really looks the old-fashioned centre forward. Got hold of that little flick from Benayoun. Not really troubling Taylor too much. It's his most successful run as West Ham manager. It's not a bad ball from Rio Coker. Scaloni puts it on the ground. There's Rio Coker again. His own shot blocked by his own man. Here's Howard! And Marlon Howard opens the scoring for West Ham with a typical goal. Really any one of 3 who could have had the build-up then. Rio Coker, I don't know where that ball would have gone if it hadn't been blocked. But in the end it was Howard. Could have been Benayoun. And Ashton was involved in this as well. But he let it run in the end to Harewood, who wasn't going to miss that. And Hammers ahead. It's a nightmare start for Steve Bruce's Birmingham. Konchesky, that's one for Ashton to chase. Taylor's out. It's not a great clearance. Bruce hasn't done too well. Ashton's little flick, It could be Mullins here, but he's shrugged off the ball. And West Ham putting Birmingham under such pressure. Taylor, it was a poor clearance. Not much better from Bruce. Look at this lovely flick from Ashton. Mullins, who hasn't scored too many for West Ham, really had a chance there. This is how he wouldn't mind things going. There's a little turn and oh dear, Bruce has thrown himself at Gabidon there. And Alex Bruce, saw a little bit of controversy for him being in the Birmingham lineup. He won't be on the pitch much longer. Look at that, Gabidon, he could have broken his leg easily. Terrible challenge. It's a miracle he's still on the pitch. There's a touch wide, and Ashton's chasing this as the cross comes in. It's only down to Benayoun. Well, it just wouldn't sit up for him. He wanted to keep the ball right. He just had to snatch at it. Even then, look at the close control and skill the super slow-mo shows you here. He's only just over with that. Now, Konchesky, not a bad ball in. The header gets a little bit of clearance. It's headed back in, and that's got to be a penalty. What on earth is Martin Latka thinking of? And he's arguing, and he's getting booked for arguing. I think when we have a look at this, you're going to see the most obvious handball. Yeah, look at that, he's almost playing volleyball there. He's challenging with Harewood, and Harewood now has a third penalty. Sheringham has two, Harewood has two. This will put him in front. But Taylor saved it, but Harewood's knocked in the rebound, and a relieved man. Harewood doesn't miss too many penalties. That two-step run-up he favours with his penalties. He made his own style in the Championship last season, but gets away with it this time. It's a good save from Taylor, but he just couldn't hang on to it. And Harewood just in there to apply the finishing touch, get his second, and West Ham second, 2-0. It's all going down the plug for Steve Bruce. And look at them again. Here's Scaloni. Can he hit something to the far post? He curls one in, Benayoun, and it's in for Ashton. His second start, his second goal, and Dean Ashton is firing. Another great move from West Ham. Scaloni with so much room. And look at Benayoun ghosting in here. He may well have put the defender off. Cunningham, I think it was. And a real easy one for Ashton. Let's see how important Benayoun's role was. Well, he's certainly got something of a touch to that, not much. The slow-mo will show. Here's Cunningham behind him. He's just squeezed that through his legs. And it's a simple one for Ashton. It's 3-0 for West Ham. We're moving towards their 7th successive win. It's their best run since the 1985-86 season, and that's a long time.
You know, we're playing some good stuff at the minute, and you know, everyone's happy. I suppose the fans are as well, and it's good. It's a good time to be at West Ham. Europe's a possibility, I suppose. You know, we'll probably, you know, we'll see what happens. It's see how the season goes. We've got a big game against Bolton on Saturday, and if we can win that, we're in the quarterfinals, and we'll take it from there.
First chance for Garner to get forward, and he's brushed Scaloni away with ease. It's a good ball inside. Kevin Davis' shot straight at a West Ham player. That was an opportunity to score an elusive goal for Kevin Davis. Now one at the other end for Ashton, but he can't take it. There's only a half chance for Dean Ashton, but his goal scoring form, he might have expected to put that away. Kevin Davis just saw Danny Gabidon getting in the way of his shot.
February was an incredible month with a 7th successive win for Hammers, the best first team run for over 20 years, and an unforgettable victory at Highbury. News of the death of Ronn Greenwood put the success into perspective. Arguably Hammers' finest manager, and the man who set the tone for much of what is today taken for granted in the way West Ham United play football.
Good good advantage play. Phil Neville was the player that found Dean Ashton. Mike Riley lets West Ham go forward. Hayden Mullins with the shot. And Valenti there with the block.
Fantastic move, but I think Phil Neville's going to get a yellow card here. It's a lovely layoff from Ashton, and Phil Neville just comes in the back of him. It's a yellow card for Phil Neville, the first of the afternoon.
Well, the first time he was sent off in his career was earlier this season by Mike Riley. He received 2 yellow cards that day at Fulham. Harewoods! What a start from West Ham United, ahead inside 10 minutes, and it's Marlon Harewood again.
Rio Coker into Ashton, Benaim again. And that's a fantastic finish from Marlon Harewood.
Mikel Arteta now for Everton. McFadden, lovely ball back to him. Arteta teeing it up, it's 1-1. A lovely goal. Leon Osman equalising for Everton. And a fantastic move. And a magnificent start to this game has seen both sides score in the opening 20 minutes.
Lovely build-up play, and he thumps this in. Shaka Hislop, absolutely no chance from there. But great play from Arteta, lovely layoff, and Osman does the rest. More goals to come, I feel, Jim.
Here's Ashton. He's got away from Weir. 2-1. What a finish from Dean Ashton. Did well to stay on his feet as Weir made the challenge. Ashton quickly becoming a cult hero here at West Ham, continuing his record of scoring in every Premiership start that he's made for the club.
That's a fantastic first touch off the left knee. Waits for the keeper to come towards the near post, picks his spot, and Vesterveld absolutely no chance.
Beats Scaloni. Beattie gets an opportunity and scores! West Ham really impressed, self-destruct victims of their own downfall there. And Everton are back on level terms again, and that goal has been coming.
Valente's got loads of time to whip this in. Then it's poor defending from West Ham and comes off Gabidon. Beattie takes a good first touch. He doesn't blast, he just picks his spot and loops it over Hislop into the corner to get Everton back on level terms. After the first half performance of West Ham, you have to say that Alan Pardew probably didn't want the half-time whistle to come, but his team really have been pushed back by Everton, and I think David Moyes will be extremely pleased with the way they played in the second half.
In from Arteta! What a chance for Everton to win it. Simon Davis got the header, but the deflection has taken it over the bar. Space for Kilban now. Can Everton win it in stoppage time? Kevin Kilban across the face of goal! And it's only the side netting from James Beattie. How on earth did he miss?
Well, it's great build-up play. Kilban comes in, really hits it with pace. If he just tried to pick him out, I think he would have scored. David Moyes down on his hands and knees. Can't believe that he's missed from there, James Beattie.
They had a good belief in the team, and you know, you could feel that from the side where I was standing, and as I say, we didn't look quite as solid as we usually are. So I always felt the game was up in the air, and to fair play to Everton.
Kocher. He tries again. Oh, what a cracking cross for Vashte! Hit the post. Giannakopoulos follows up the rebound. Well, Bolton were up and at him right from the start. Nolan. Bolton are hungry, and Nolan's shot is deflected in by Giannakopoulos. Yes, it's his goal. He's claiming it. His second of the game. Giannakopoulos will try again. A Kocher first time! Magnificent try, but Shaka is not equal to it.
What a strike that is. Taking it on the up, so to speak, in cricketing terms.
Kocher This time floats it towards Davis, which is always a good idea. Oh, Shaka Hislop's got to claim that. Back by Gardner! And it's turned in by Gary Speed in stoppage time at the end of the first half. It's 3-0 to Bolton. Oh, it's come nicely for Etherington and Benayoun, and surely a goal for Teddy Sheringham. It is. Sheringham strikes. West Ham have offered a little bit of resistance. It's 3-1.
Etherington does very well to cut it back, cuts it back for Benayoun, and Teddy Sheringham, I think, is in an onside position. I think Jaidi on the far side's playing him on. Cuts it back, Benayoun shot, and there he is, Teddy, for one of his simplest of goals.
Here's Vaste though for Henrik Pedersen. A gobsmacking goal.
We look disorganised, and as I said, that's not really like us. And as I say, I take some responsibility for that.
Pardew, he couldn't have believed he'd be looking at a passage into the quarter-finals at this stage of the season. But he is now. Get that one away, and shoddy defending allowed Okocha to get an early shot in. Hammer's now breaking. Rio Coca. Marlon Harewood. Oh, and it's in! 10 minutes gone, and, well, Nicky Hunt smacked the ball against Jääskeläinen. But good play from Harewood. Keeps on side. You can see how close the assistant referee is. Keeps his flag down. Early ball in, and Hunt got confused. I don't know, I think Jääskeläinen may well be given the own goal. It's come off him. But Bolton in all sorts of confusion, and an early goal for West Ham, vital. Plenty to think about now. Here's Ashton. Little curl left foot shot. Etherington can't turn it in. And Ashton, who's looked sharper and sharper in this competition. Little touch from Nolan. Wide Borna. Not a bad effort from Stelios. Couldn't keep it down. He really got hold of that. Given away by Rio Coca. Here's Nolan to Davis. And Bolton level. Hislop couldn't keep it out. A ball given away by Nigel Rio Coca in the middle of the pitch. You'd argue maybe that Shaka Hislop might have had this one. Davis put a bit of spin on it, but certainly seen Shaka Hislop save harder shots than this one before. He's caught off his line a little, but Bolton are level. A vital FA Cup tie. West Ham did the hard work at the Reebok Stadium, one would think, but they've been pulled straight back. Here's Benayoun. Plays that 1-2. Benayoun! Good stop from Jääskeläinen. Instinctive save from the Bolton keeper. Keeps his side in this game. Etherington. Not a bad cross either. Harewood straight at Jääskeläinen. Did all the hard work. Couldn't really get any direction in that shot. Wide on the right. That's not a bad cross. It's got to be a goal for West Ham. Etherington couldn't turn and in the end just kicked away. Now Bolton. Oh, rare attack. A good first time effort from Kevin Nolan. He knows just how close he was to giving Bolton the lead. Now Konchesky, maybe Benayoun. Konchesky's cross it is to the far post. And the Harewood won it, but no power. Little touch from Stelios. Bolton looking better now. It's just over. Pedersen may feel he should have done better. Another chip in from Okocha. Headed down. Nolan was shaping himself up for that one. He still is now. And West Ham a little threadbare in defence, giving too much room to the Bolton strikers. Kochers, ball in. Pressurising Stelios, that's not a bad cross. Important touch, perhaps, from Scaloni. It could be in. Thankfully, Hislop had done enough. Hetherington, inch-perfect ball to Benayoun. West Ham don't have the numbers, but Benayoun has the ball. It's not a bad cross, it's in there! And it's Howard! And the extra time has brought the goal that West Ham needed. A goal out of virtually nothing. Benayoun, he waited and he played in a terrific ball. West Ham seem to have nobody up front, but watch Howard. He times his run perfectly, keeps on side at just the tiniest of touches, and West Ham have the lead in extra time. How vital could that be? Pedersen doesn't do his job. Howard does. It's 2-1 West Ham. Marlon Howard. And the thumbs up for the cross. Here's Hunt, pushes the ball in. Oh dear, and he couldn't believe the chance he had. And Hislop couldn't believe it either. Bolton pushing up again, desperate to get this one. Hit it over. And a relief for West Ham. One more corner. Can't get it away off the line. Was it a hand? Referee says no. And Hislop's goal survives. Nolan straight at Hislop. West Ham still hanging on. That's not a bad long ball. One for Zamora to chase. Jeskalainen. And it could be that Zamora finishes it. Oh dear. He really needed to hit the target there. Pardew can't believe it. Birmingham's called out position, but it's there! Hammers are in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. A fantastic result. Pardew's men are there, and the Hammers fans can now celebrate. Next Monday, it's Manchester City.
You know, there's a lot of press sort of saying that, you know, and Sam using it as well, in terms of that they had a hold over us and they'd beat us, etc., etc. So psychologically, we was going into a game. But also, you know, you look at the fact that could we lose to a team 5 times in one season? I don't think that's possible, not for this team. And the most important thing of that day, and I tell you, I think that's the hardest game we've had all season, physically. We really had to work hard to win that game. I mean, really was stretched. And, you know, some games we've been fortunate in, some games we've deserved to win. That game, you have to say, we earned our call that night. Players were magnificent, and they deserved that win.
And after the FA Cup 5th round replay success, Hammers finally welcome Harry Redknapp back to Upton Park after an absence of nearly 5 years.
D'Alessandro looking to exploit the space that Scaloni has left. Here is Benjani. Nice first touch, and Gary O'Neill. Great Portsmouth move, and a great save by Walker at the end of it. Taylor. Drilled across the face of goal and in. Portsmouth have the breakthrough, and it's no more than they've deserved. Lamanu Lualua ends his goal drought, and the hope is still very much alive for Portsmouth. Gary O'Neill, back to D'Alessandro, leaves it for Lualua, air shot, but it's come through to O'Neill. Walker with a fantastic save, otherwise it would have been 2-0 to Pompey. Chris Cross. Oh, and it's in as a second. Portsmouth now in absolute dreamland. And Sean Davis with the goal. Pedro Mendes. Oh, he's done it again. Pedro Mendes can't stop doing it for Portsmouth at the moment. They're 3-0 up. And Pedro Mendes with an absolute stunner again. Konchesky. O'Brien has only glanced it into the path of Howard. Oh, I say, what an effort by Howard, denied only by the woodwork. He will certainly be one of the players who started today and starts again at the City of Manchester Stadium on Monday. Konchesky another. On his right foot, oh! Back off the woodwork, and Sheringham! West Ham have one back.
Just a screamer of a shot coming in there. And then Teddy Sheringham hitting it home on the half volley. It was a super half volley, wasn't it? Great shot though, work from Konchesky, cutting in off that left flank, hitting it with his right peg, and a super finish.
It's great work by Lamano Lualua. He's opened it up for Portsmouth, and they have a fourth. Svetoslav Todorov rounds it up for Portsmouth. The former Hammer completing the misery for West Ham United. Now Zamora, that's a great burst by Benayoun, and it's a great West Ham goal. All in vain in the grand scheme of things, but a wonderfully worked second goal for West Ham.
Zamora comes inside. You can see he sets him up lovely as he goes across defenders with a straight ball angled run, and it's a lovely take. Then Kylie comes out and he just lifts it over his body, and it's 4-2.
90 minutes against a fantastic team like Bolton, and then extra time was a tough call, knowing that on Monday night your focus is on the biggest game of your lives, and that slip, that little bit of focus that wasn't there today from some of our players, resulted in this performance.
Now Barton and Musapa combining. Kiki Musapa back all the way here for City. All defenders backed off in inviting him to shoot for goal. And Stuart Pearce knows that really was a super opportunity. Well, it's tight, as we expected it would be. Two teams so desperate to succeed in the FA Cup. This will feel it's what they deserve. That was real quality then. Just a sniff of a chance it seemed at first. But he was determined to capitalise on an opening. And boy did he take it well. Turned the defender so well then. 3-4 City players sucked in there. Didn't really seem to be too much danger at first, but then Ashton took over, turning Distan and beating David James on his near post. Don't think he'll be happy about that. Such quick feet though from Ashton, and such a cool finish too. And the Hammers have the edge. Away from Daly, rather easily too. It's not a bad ball he's tossed in either. Hislop's lost it. Sanji high off the line from Konchesky. Really sound covered then. Daly to Benayoun. They've gone to sleep back there, City. Might get punished for it too. It's another scare. Sanji high. Going to wrestle off Etherington. And overstepping the mark. Calm down, maybe the message. No. Oh, it's a red card! Well, my first reaction to that is it surely wasn't that serious. See it again here. Well, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. He did raise his arm, clipped him round the shoulder. Rio Coker dispossessing Musapa, and City could be in trouble. It's Dean Ashton. Didn't have much support though. Musapa caught again by Rio Coker, slipping past the tackles. He's got Benayoun racing forward here. Benayoun, and surely Ashton will score, and he has. It's 2-0 to West Ham, and they might just have sealed their place in the semi-finals. Two for Alan Pardew's team, and they both come from Dean Ashton. Well, Stuart Pearce making a point there to Alan Pardew. Not a very heated one, I'd have to say. Nothing wrong with that tackle. On went Rio Coker. Benayoun linking superbly, and he pulled it back then for Dean Ashton to guide it home.
And he won't score an easier one than that. Dunn. It's kept going well. Still wants it. That's Croft. And then Musapa! And they have that lifeline. And there was nothing that Shaka Hislop could do about that. Really clean strike.
It was a massive game for the club. We gave a bit of criticism at the weekend, and we thought it was undue a little bit. And we knew it was a massive game for both sides, knowing there was a big prize at the end of it. At the end of a difficult week, really, you know, because we've had Bolton, as you know, and obviously the game on Saturday, which was very disappointing for us. But we've bounced back, showed great character against a very, very good Manchester City team, who made it very, very difficult right up to the final whistle. And great credit to them, because they ended up getting a few injuries during the game, which made it more difficult for them. But I thought our boys applied themselves ever so well and got their just rewards.
I thought we was the better team. After a little initial dodgy period, we were the better team for the rest of the game. We deserved to win, and two fantastic goals. Two goals that actually, you know, like a striker sitting at home, perhaps an old West Ham striker, Jeff Hurst would have gone, oh, proper goals they were. Because they were proper striker goals.
Ashton with Rio Coker setting up a two-man wall, and Mullins makes it 3. It's a long way out. It's not going to deter Bullard. It was a decent try. Made it an awkward save for Hislop. And here's Shana. Gabidon doesn't get it away when he might have done. McCulloch, that might just have been bending in at the junction between post and crossbar. Roberts, comfortable turning against Gabidon, and indeed Collins as well. Bullard. It's late in the first half here. McCulloch, but not too late for Wigan and Lee McCulloch. He's opened up a tight game with a scorcher.
Nothing much on for him, just checks inside. Rio Coker lets him. Awareness outside of his foot. One touch away from his body. Hislop's got no chance. One touch away from his body. And that's where he catches Hislop out. Takes it so early, just unstoppable.
Now, it's Alan Pardew's side that has the problem. The second half hasn't really got going as yet. Wigan, of course, are quite happy to do the basics right. And at the other end, Marlon Harewood nips in, and it's 1-1. A tale of two strikers in a matter of seconds.
Well, it's a long direct ball. Ashton doesn't win it, but causes problems. Doesn't get the header back. Pollock's only just come on. Maybe not up with the game. Simple goal for Marlon Harewood. Does well there, Ashton. Just a little nudge. Not enough on that. Bit hesitant there from Pollock. And Harewood does the easy bit, just taps it over the line.
Oh, and it's blocked by in the end by Scaloni.
You see here, good header. Oh, seen them given.
Well, some heading for the exit, and I can let you in on the reason why. It's very difficult to get a car out of the car park here after the game. Towards Sheringham and Zamora. Rio Coker is there. Sheringham can go wide to tee up a cross for Harewood. Sheringham, he's turned, and they have won it. West Ham United. Rio Coker at the near post.
Well, it's a cruel game, this. Harewood does the business, and Sheringham does as well. That's a terrific finish from a midfield player. Look at the position Teddy Sheringham takes up. One touch, superb, puts it in the slot, and it's a tack well at the near post. Brilliant finish.
Second half, we was as good as we've been all year. To come away with a draw would have been incredible. So to nick it in the last minute, we're naturally very pleased.
Sets it up for Fletcher, who thought about hitting it and maybe should have done. PK, just a minute of stoppage time being played at Old Trafford. Did well. Park. Oh, it's a great run by Park. Can he produce the right ball? He can, and typically Van Nistelrooy produces the right finish. Right on the stroke of half-time. Ruud is back, and he's back in familiar style with a goal. Goal number 23 of the season.
March was the month that saw West Ham through to an incredible first FA Cup semi-final appearance for 15 years. Cup fever gripped Upton Park, and an optimism that Alan Pardew could only have dreamt about a year ago.
Etherington's cross. Hughes with the clearing header and volleying straight back in, and that could easily have caught out Muir. Howard then reacted quicker than anyone.
Well, he did ever so well, Marlon Howard, not least because the sun is probably right in his eyes, but he gets a good contact and he hits the target.
Here's Bent for Charlton. Darren. What a good effort. What a good effort that was. Wow, what an effort that was by Collins. No one expecting that.
That's some hit. Rather caught Charlton by surprise, and even one or two of his teammates. Gets great power in it.
0-0 on goals scored. Sheringham got up really well. Ferdinand couldn't get any power on the header. Benayoun. That was clever. Controlled and hit it in an instant.
Instant touch and shot. Can't quite work it onto the target.
Well, it'll be cruel to either team to lose it now. They've both worked so hard. Great header and off the line. Kishishev it was who cleared.
Maybe slight lack of organisation for Charlton. Nobody knew who was picking Zamora up, but they're indebted to Kishishev.
And in this swirling wind, if the delivery's right here, it's going to be really hard to defend. Oh, great save by the keeper.
There's two great reactions here. Teddy Sheringham's first on the far post. Ferdinand gets a touch. Great reaction from Sheringham. Even better one from Thomas Mara.
I'm here to play football. It would have been nice to have scored a goal and got 3 points for West Ham, but you know, it's been unbelievable. 40th, I'll have another 40th next year.
In by Benayoun. Oh, good header, good goal! James Collins has scored for West Ham for the first time, and what an occasion on which to break his duck.
He loses his marker, we see here, but from a very acute angle, he's managed to head that into the top corner. I think it's Frank Lampard who should have been marking him, and it's gone straight into the top corner. That's an outstanding header.
Makelele to Manish. Now Essien again, and they've split the defence, and here's Drogba, and oh, Manish hits the frame of the goal, and Essien nods it wide.
That looks a very bad foul from Manish.
Oh, and it's a red card.
The linesman's got a clear view, as we see, right over the top by Manish. That's a red card, and a good decision by Chris Foy.
Now here's Drogba, and he's in behind Collins. Didier Drogba blocked by Hislop. Second time, it's 1-1. And that is a response from the 10 men of Chelsea. Drogba. And Crespo! And it is 2 in 2 minutes for Chelsea. Despite being a man down, and that is the hallmark of potential champions. In by Lampard. Delorno arriving. They come to Essien. West Ham have sent a hunting party out, but here is Essien. And then the shot off the bar, and then Terry! It's 3-1. Collins is forward. Useful shape on that too, and Marlon Harewood should have done better. Robin. Up goes Drogba, it's crept in! William Gallas got a touch. And Chelsea, with 10 men, have scored 4 times. Etherington's ball in. Here's a chance for Rio Coca, quickly crowded out. Teddy Sheringham onto the left foot and repelled on the goal line, denying Sheringham the chance to become the first 40-year-old to score a Premier League goal.
World-class players who put in some world-class displays, to be honest, and we had a problem in dealing with them.
Ashton. Zamora, that's a lovely turn away from distance, still with work to do as the Frenchman gets back. A mistake by Thatcher. It'll open up here for Newton, and Newton opens the scoring for West Ham United.
Well, what a tremendous bit of ability by Bobby Zamora to create this. Look at this little flick, look at this return. Strength, ability, pace to get away, awareness. Maybe it should have been cut out there by Thatcher, but look at this for a finish. That is clinical. Should have been cut out by Thatcher, will be disappointed. Drills it hard and low, bottom corner.
Zamora, Benayoun in space. Benayoun!
It's a pleasure to watch when they build up like this, West Ham. One-touch football, movement off the ball. Benayoun makes it himself available. Decent strike, just a little bit off balance.
Now Richards took on too much.
I think Stuart Pearce will be quite pleased by the reaction of his team.
Trevor Sinclair, and it's in. The flag is up though, it won't count.
It's lovely passing again. Richards was standing offside. Was he interfering? Does it get a touch? Is it over the line when he gets a touch? That is a difficult one to call.
Sinclair looks like he's going to be the man to do it. It could well be Sinclair. What an excellent save by Walker to deny Trevor Sinclair. Scaloni was halted by Sylvain Distin, no foul. So Riera can continue his forward progress. In between two West Ham players, it's great work by Riera, and it's in from Vassell. The flag up again for the second time this afternoon. Manchester City denied a goal by an offside flag.
Well, it went up very quickly, the flag there. Terrific work by Riera. Deserved the goal. In between the two defenders, left them for dead. I think this is a shot, drills it hard and low. That's very, very close. Maybe his right foot was just offside there. Terrific finish.
We had a couple of problems in selection in terms of a couple of first-team players, regular first-team players out, and we had to call upon the squad, and they delivered today. Jimmy Walker, Fletcher, and Sean Newton obviously getting the goal, and those three in particular earned us the victory.
Hasselbank. Here's Bates. Neatly done. Bates again. Hasselbank! Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. He's unstoppable in 2006. His look assured under pressure. Didn't take his eye off the ball, but he's got to get back to his goal line quickly now. And by Macarone. Johnson. Johnson goes on, goes down, and that's a penalty kick. Really soft penalty for West Ham United to concede.
Well, he came inside Scaloni and Rio Coca coming back, trying to... No, it's Sean Newton coming back, trying to help, bundles him over. It's a bit clumsy.
Macarone has stepped forward to take this penalty kick. The chance to make it 2 now for Middlesbrough. And he's just made it.
Xhaka Hislop's annoyed. You could hear a big hand on that one, Tony. Got a hand on it, but couldn't keep it out. Just puts it further into the corner.
John Lyle's death on Tuesday the 18th of April at the age of 66 was a second bereavement for stunned West Ham fans in their first FA Cup semi-final week for 15 years. Lyle's untimely death was another opportunity for the fans to reflect on the men whose management style first established the West Ham United Footballing Academy. Lyle was the man who took them to their greatest ever league placing of third in the 1985-86 season, and FA Cup wins in 1975 with Ron Greenwood, and on his own in a magical final in 1980.
You know, we was all desperate to win for his family and from Ron Greenwood's family as well, because it always had to give us the chance of a big profile game to highlight both of their efforts for this club. They will never be forgotten. They're the two people that this club is built on. So on that focus, it was good that we could underline their names, how important they were to West Ham, and hopefully the traditions they're trying to set now could match those.
Collins makes the near post run. It's a deeper delivery this time, and Ashton hits the bar. Helped on towards Harewood! Marlon Harewood gives West Ham United the lead. They're 12 minutes away from their first FA Cup final in 26 years. A real hammer blow for Middlesbrough. Can they recover in time? Ashton guarding it on. Harewood held off his man. Southgate's forward. What a chance this is, and nobody was following up. It's victory for West Ham United. Alan Pardew's men are in the FA Cup final.
It was a massive win for us. We had a couple of shaky moments at the end, which you get in any game where there's one goal in it at that level, and we got through it. And you know, we thoroughly deserved to be appearing in the FA Cup final, not just because of that performance, but all them cup performances, because everyone brought a sigh of disappointment when they were drawn out the out. They were awful draws, all of them. We really have earned the right to be there.
Cisse will try one. Sissoko. Long way. Here's Cisse. Oh, he's done it! Well, he's had plenty of chances. And now he takes one. Sheringham, a run for Etherington. A bad delivery, and Benayoun sees on it he can, and that's an important save from Yazidouda. Wasn't easy to get a decent effort in there, Benayoun, but he managed it. Cisse, who's been effective in that role. Fowler tries the chip. Worry for Walker.
Sheringham turns it on. Now Zamora. Dudek worked again. But nothing more than routine, really. Great ball from Sheringham. Zamora just a little too far wide, perhaps, to really come out with something special. West Ham keen to find that response before half-time. Ferdinand's cross, Sheringham! Well, he's kicking himself. And he's right to work himself the space for a free header. And West Ham should be level, no doubt. Etherington. Oh, it's got to be put away. Big let-off again, it's Benayoun. West Ham have spurned two very presentable opportunities. Not the easiest header, grant you. Ferdinand. Benayoun. Oh, it's a good chance. Zamora, and it must be, and is. And Rio Coker has levelled things up for West Ham United. To hit the ground running at the start of the second half. They've had the perfect start. Well worked. Zamora and Sheringham combined, and it was teed up perfectly for Nigel Rio Coker. A simple job. And West Ham right back in it. And Liverpool under pressure. Very nice interchange indeed between Zamora and Sheringham, and a lovely finish. Sissoko, and Liverpool respond in the grand manner. Oh, and he nearly did! West Ham's woodwork rattled. That's a great ball, and a chance for Djibril Cissé. His pace makes him difficult to catch. And Liverpool back in front. It's Djibril Cissé's night. Eddie Etherington. Great save, Dudek. Ferdinand. He knows it was more than half a chance. Anton Ferdinand. Lizzie Dudek responding well, because that was arrowing to the bottom right-hand corner from Matthew Etherington. Zamora showing it. Rio Coker is surely offside. Some good football from West Ham. And that is a very close call. I would say Liverpool have got lucky. Luis Garcia, and he's upset Hayden Mullins just a little there. Well, Garcia was not caught in the face. Well, there was a tussle for the ball. Of lashed out, but there were no punches thrown. There was just a tangle of arms. Webb hasn't even had to resort to his book, but it's a straight red for Hayden Mullins. Well, he put his arms out. Luis Garcia is going to go as well. Now Cissé leading the line for Liverpool, looking for the hat-trick. Walker denies him. And then he spurns an open goal. Pressure still mounting. Terrific strike by Scaloni.
Hayden Mullins, I think he's made every game look easy, and he's good at what he does. He knows what his job is, and as people say, he's the unsung hero. But
how do the players feel about him not playing in the final?
Boys are gutted for him, definitely. We're going to miss him, but he's geeing us up and telling us not to worry about it, get on with it, you can do it without me, which is good. But yeah, the boys are gutted for him because he's been a big part of our season. He's one of the reasons why we are where we are.
With 2 matches to play in the Premiership, fortune had briefly come out of hiding to see West Ham United reach their first FA Cup final for 26 years and a guaranteed European place, with their opponents being Liverpool, who'd already qualified for the Champions League thanks to their high league position. It was, however, tainted by the death of John Lyle, the man who took Hammers to their last FA Cup win in 1980.
Well, it started with the genuine supporters that would be sympathetic towards the Albion players because they are loyal to their players. I think at half-time they will tell their players that they want a better effort.
Watson loses it to Zamora. Bobby Zamora may go all the way here. And then the shot finds the corner. Nigel Reo-Coker. 4 minutes shy of half-time. Making the journey worthwhile for the travelling legions from East London.
This is all about Bobby Zamora. Persistence, willingness to run with the ball. Left Watson, cleverly put Davis on the deck, and then just lost control, possibly, I'm being unkind, but may have just lost control right at the last, and it fell kindly for Reo-Coker. There's where he just might have lost that ball for a second, but Reo-Coker came in, supported well, and was quicker to the ball than Ronnie Walwork.
There's Howard.
Great save. And you just wonder how Brian Robson is going to react to this at the end of the season. That's a great turn by Harwood, and a wonderful save, one of the best moments of the game. Superb turn on the half volley. Kushak defying him. Oh, he almost scored a wonderful last goal.
It's a game that I want to play well in. I don't know how many times I'm going to be pulling on the West Ham shirt again, but you know, I want to play well. My job satisfaction is to get a result for West Ham on Saturday. Doesn't matter who we're playing against.
Last time West Ham played Spurs here, you and Matty Etherington were playing for Spurs, and Carrick and Defoe were playing for West Ham. So it's very odd how that happens in just 3 years' time.
Yeah, it's amazing how that's turned around. But you know, that's football. You know, life moves on and clubs move on, and I don't really know many people at Tottenham now, and things have changed here at West Ham. So you know, things are always evolving.
They've made their intentions quite clear from the start. They're right in the face of Spurs from the opening minutes.
It's Yossi Benayoun's corner, over the head of Scaloni. It's a good strike, and it's very nearly the opening goal of the game. Nigel Reo-Coker fizzes it wide.
Well, as the ball drops to Reo-Coker, he hits it on the volley. I'm not sure it was actually destined for the back of the net.
It's a goal that really has Spurs on the rack now. It's his first ever in the Premiership.
Well, initial challenge from Fletcher. It's a terrific one on Tainio. He's looking to release it to a player, and then he totally surprises Paul Robinson. He hits it with terrific power.
Paul, is Teddy Sheringham going to be the man to deny Tottenham fourth place and a potential place in the Champions League? It's saved!
Rodford into the top corner.
Danny Gabardon was the fans' choice as the club's Hammer of the Year for the 2005-06 season for his consistently solid performances at the back for the team. It was one of the closest run competitions of recent years, a testimony to the team spirit and performances encouraged by Alan Pardew over the season as a whole. The runner-up, beaten by a hair's breadth, was Anton Ferdinand, who Gabadon paid tribute to after receiving the award.
To be fair, you could have picked, there's a number of people this season who've had great seasons, and you could have picked from quite a few people. So to run out onto the wire, you know, that's great for me. And Anton's had a great season. You know, he's only a young lad, but he plays with you know, such maturity and that.
A win over Spurs to take West Ham to a final finishing place in the Premiership of 9th. Well, most fans would have settled for that at the beginning of the season. But to have an FA Cup final to play in the following week against the current European champions, well, that was always going to be pretty special. And what a season. Could it be rounded off with the greatest domestic cup trophy of all? At least it would be the third successive season to end with a trip to Cardiff, this time for the last FA Cup final ever to be played there.
John gave me my debut, and I only saw him a couple of months ago, and he looked fantastic. You know, it was a big shock to me when it happened, and you know, it was sad with Ron Greenwood passing away as well. So it's been a funny year, mixed emotions, but hopefully for John and Ron Greenwood's family, it'd be nice if the club do it.
Will Pardew be a god if West Ham win today?
I think he's a god already. As an attacking fullback as I am, I'd like to score a bit more goals, and I've got one this year, but hopefully I can save another one for the cup final.
I was born the year West Ham won it last, so hopefully it's not another 26 years, and this is going to be the start of something new.
January 2003, here at Upton Park, and you're scoring for Forest in the FA Cup. 3 years later, you were in a claret and blue shirt, and you're going to be appearing in the final for West Ham. What kind of a storybook is that?
I know, I never thought of it like that. Because I thought that game was a league game, but it weren't.
No, it was a cup game.
It was a cup game.
It's actually the first time West Ham had won at home all season.
Yeah,
that was a relegation.
Yeah, he shouldn't have won.
Right, Minnie, if anyone had any doubt that you're a West Ham fan, here you are outside the Millennium Stadium. A special day for you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. What a season we've had. And beating Arsenal at home was just icing on the cake for us. But here we are. Going to take a bit of silverware hopefully today.
Well, it's been a long waiting at 26 years. So were you at the 1980 final?
No, I was too young.
You're going out will be the youngest captain ever to lead West Ham in an FA Cup final. What does that mean to you?
It's down in the history books. Down in the history books, that's what it means to me. It's something that no one can ever take away from me. It's an achievement, something that I've actually lived and done, and not many people in their whole lifetime ever be able to live that.
They say a forward can remember every goal he scores. Is that true?
No.
It's just going to be a great day, win or lose. We're in Europe, what more can we want? This time last year, we were pleased just to be getting the Premiership, so...
Just treat it like it's another game. That's my personal approach.
I stand, and this team stands, on the threshold of beating one of the blue ribbon clubs to win a major trophy. And if you look outside of Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, who has won one of the major trophies? When is the last time? So we have an opportunity to stem the tide, and I hope to God we take it, but it's going to be tough on us.
Now Scaloni has made a run down that right side, well sicked to by Ashton. Harewood wants it in the middle. Oh, it's an own goal! Enough Jamie Carragher, and West Ham have taken the lead. It's been a big success. Etherington teasing Herpier. Oh, testing Rayner, who lost it, and it's in! From Dean Ashton. Unbelievable! And West Ham are 2 goals up against Liverpool in the FA Cup final. And Gerrard. It's a lovely ball as well for Cisse! It's there this time. Now Konchesky lending his support down the left. Oh, it's in! Paul Konchesky! Yossi Benayoun to whip this one in.
Rayner across, oh, the bar off the post, and then wide by the limping Marlon Harewood.
Penalties were missed by Zamora, Konchesky and Ferdinand, so Sheringham's success was all in vain as John Arnorisa's penalty made it 3-1 and the cup went to Anfield. Tough for Hammers to lose a cup final under such circumstances when they'd never been behind in the match. And when even Steven Gerrard and Liverpool manager Rafael Benitez admitted that the Hammers had been the better side on the day by a long way.
Now when I come in and my chef's smiling at me and he's cooked me a nice sandwich just how I like it, and the lady who does the cleaning, she's all happy, and my kit man's all happy and all excited about this and that. Of course life's going to be sweeter and nicer. You have to earn that right, and if you don't have those periods then you don't have these periods. So and somewhere down the line we'll go back to that mode and we'll have to get through it again, and that's what I was just warning about with the UEFA Cup. We'll have that again soon, and we'll have to get through it. And the one thing you have to do is stay consistent, and I don't let any of my staff get out of hand, get carried away, that we all stay on a level. This is what we're about, this is what we do. Keep doing the right things through the good times and the bad times. Don't get carried away, and that common sense hopefully is a thread that will lead us to victory in some shape or form.
What a season for West Ham United, and the club now deservedly back in Europe with a young, ambitious team and a manager that every Hammer supporter could be proud of. An unforgettable season, and a reminder that you can't keep a good team down.
That's all, folks.